Und wir are live.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Nerdstown. I'm your mayor, and have I got just the place for you. If you like comics, if you like movies, you love sports, you love a little bit of everything, you're a fucking nerd about something, this is your podcast. These three people that are here with me are versed in many ways about many subjects, so we're going to talk about it, and I hope you're listening. My name is Chris, and I'm the mayor. Above me is my friend John. He's been with me in a lot of podcasts. John, say hi.
Hello. For city purposes,
Next,
I'm going
John,
to say
we're
I'm
gonna have-
public relations.
Next, John, we've got Ben, my best friend, my brother. We've been through thick and thin for over 13, 14 years. Hell, it's been so long I've forgotten and lost count. Ben, say what's up.
What up?
And last, not least, we have Ray, the badass, the bad bitch. We love them. Ray, say hi.
Hey, folks.
So, I'm sure you guys are staring at John's shirt. You're going, oh my God. Now, for those of you that are on Spotify, you're not staring at shit. You're probably staring at the road. Focus on driving, for the love of God. But if you're on the YouTube, you're probably staring at John's shirt going, oh, please let them talk about Superman. He said this was Nerdstown. Oh, we are talking about Superman. Everybody here, I need you to raise your hand. If you've seen the new Superman movie, just put a hand up real quick if you have. Keep your hand down if you haven't. Who's seen that new Superman movie? You at home, put your hand down. We can't see you. What are you doing? All right.
People are probably looking at you funny.
Right? You know, we're gonna do the spoiler free because I know everybody out there. Shut up. We can do that. We're good at that. Main thing: if you love the comics, you're gonna love this movie. If you're a Snyderverse fan, why?
Here's the thing. If you're a gatekeeping Snyderverse fan, if Snyderverse is the only thing, it's like the Bible to you. That's what we have a problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fair.
You know,
like if you're a Snyderverse fan and you still enjoyed the Superman movie, obviously.
Yeah. Welcome to the new side of DC. We got a place for you here. Yeah. I don't dislike Snyderface. I don't dislike the Snyderverse. Okay, don't get me wrong. When I saw Man of Steel when it came out, I enjoyed the movie as a movie. I enjoyed Superman. Okay, Clark Kent is where it killed it for me personally. I'm not Henry Cavill does not do a good Clark Kent. I love him to death, but he's just too built. Okay, it was a darker tone. Because
give the man some looser clothing at the very least.
Right, and again, the darker tone that the Snyderverse had just, killed it for me. Because while, yes, DC Comics, if you put them up against Marvel, they do go into darker tones sometimes than Marvel does. They've always been good at doing that. It feels like DC Comics feels like Star Trek to me after Gene Roddenberry was forced out. Right? Marvel is Gene Roddenberry's Star Trek. To me, that's how I equate that, right? They're very lighthearted. Not to say that Marvel doesn't get dark. Marvel gets pretty dark. I mean, I read both. I'm a fan of both. I love both, but I'm more versed on DC. But what really killed the Snyderverse for me was the fact that they rushed everything. You get a Superman movie, and then Marvel over here is like, they're 20 light years ahead. They're 4 years ahead of DC, right? Mm-hmm. They started 4 years before with Iron Man, so we got to catch up. They give us Superman. We're all, yeah, let's go. It's Superman, and then Civil War happens for Marvel, and like, okay, well, you know what? We can do that too. Batman versus Superman. Why was Batman 60? Why is Batman 60? Why is this the first time we're hearing about Wonder Woman?
Now,
and how is it taking 3 Justice Leaguers to take down Darkseid when typically it's always taken the entire Justice League and then some to take down Darkseid? Darkseid's not a, two pump chump.
I thought that was supposed to be
he's a heavy
Doomsday
hitter.
on Darkseid.
That's right, but even still, Doomsday is not a 2 pump chump neither. Okay, if it was Doomsday, in a way, I
don't know.
Come on, a while since the only thing that I will give the Snyderverse Batman versus Superman was the Martha, because as a fan for years I've thought about that, like, funny how Batman and Superman's moms both the same. It's both Martha. So to put that out in the movie was kind of hilarious. Like, yeah, well, did Martha make that soup for you? How do you know Martha? Martha's my mom. Martha's my mom. But
did we just become best friends? Yep.
You want to go do karate in the garage?
Shit.
But that was about it. I love Shazam. I loved Aquaman. Aquaman was really great at portraying an Aquaman based off of his power set, not based off of what people think his power set is.
Well, I
would love to see an Aquaman like that.
Wonder Woman. I thought Wonder Woman was pretty good.
Wonder Woman, the first one for sure. The second one.
Second one I actually have not seen.
Second one,
believe it or not.
I don't know. I couldn't get through the. I tried with the second one. I really did, but I just couldn't.
I gave it the whole
college try.
2 hours or whatever it was on HBO. And I was like, I it's not that I have to pay for it, so like I wouldn't feel bad turning it off, but like maybe it'll turn around. I tried. It just wasn't there.
I feel like my opinion on the Wonder Woman movies would be a little biased, but so I'm not gonna comment.
No, go ahead.
Hey, that's what we're here
tell
for.
us we're wrong.
I'm sorry, but one word Wonder, 2 words, one Wonder Woman. Come on, like.
Yeah.
The actress that played her too, as well. But the storyline. I like that whole era of movies on their own, like completely divided off from the comics, if that makes sense. I feel like that they're like their own universe other than what we know and learn from the comics.
Right, and you know what? I accept that answer because I've been doing the same thing with the Arrowverse for years. The CW shows, Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, DC's Legends of Tomorrow. Those shows, for me, they're peak. They're top. They're like the best cream of the crop. You're not going to get much better than them. But they were also very loosely based on the comics. Like, if as a comic fan, as a comic reader, there were things that was just like, this shouldn't happen. Why is this guy not doing this thing? Why is this person and this, that, and the other? But it was, for me, it was very quickly explained in the first season of Flash. So we had to watch 2 seasons of Arrow before we got the answer. And it's Eobard Thawne fucking up the timeline. Barry does it all the time. Flashpoint becomes its own universe because of Barry doing the. So Eobard Thawne fucks up the timeline, and that's how we get the Arrowverse. So I've explained it to myself to be able to love it the way that I do and not take any shit from comic fans because, you're not really a comic fan if you like the Arrowverse. Well, fuck you. I'm a real comic fan and I love the Arrowverse. So.
And I think that's a lot of the problem that everybody has is it's gatekeeping. Yeah. Unless somebody else's views align with their own, like that, like it's like no. I think that's like a lot of the problem.
Like blocking their site.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no 2 things can coincide, and that's the problem. And
yeah.
Yeah, and what's funny is me and John with our Star Trek podcast. By the way, if you're not following that, go follow. That's 2 Captains, 1 Pod over on Spotify. Shameless plug there. Sorry, but I had to do it.
Good old shameless.
Really good. I go listen to it. It's really good.
With Star Trek, we love to banter with Star Wars fans. You know, Star Wars fans, you know, when it comes to the two fandoms, Star Trek and Star Wars, it's like, well, Star Wars will destroy themselves. Star Trek is just sing Kumbaya and say, you know, we are the world. While Star Wars fans are like, the prequels, the sequels, the trilogy. You know, you guys are ready to go to war with each other. But there's one fandom that nobody talks about that does it worse than anyone else. And that is the DC and Marvel fans. It doesn't matter what side you're on. It doesn't matter. Okay, there are the people that love the shows. There's the people that love the movies. There's the people that love the comics. And then there's the people that love the games. And none of those four can align. Not a single one of them will agree on what Superman is. Not a single one of them will agree on what Iron Man is, what the Fantastic Four should look like, what a Flash movie would look like. You can never get a real answer out of comic book fans.
Mm-hmm. And we'll all fight with our full chest at that.
Exactly.
All with our full chest. Full chest.
So, you know, but when it comes to this new Superman movie, I've got to say I was thoroughly impressed. As someone who grew up reading the comics, I remember the only thing I'd said to my wife when we got done, we got home, I get out of the car, I've been crying for about 2.5 hours straight, tears of joy. I'd been laughing the whole time. I was in love with this movie, and I turned to her and I said, I think I just fell in love with Superman. And she goes, for the first time or all over again? I said both. Because it really gave that feel of you're seeing him for the first time, but I've known this character my whole life. I've read his comic books my whole life. I have, you know, some of the most, you know, sought after comics on Superman. Some of the greatest hits on comics for Superman. So I've known this my whole life, but holy fuck, did I fall in love for the first time yet all over again. I think David Cornswet does a phenomenal job, not just with Superman, but with Clark Kent, which is someone that, thank you, which is very important for this type of role. You know, when you have two characters, when you have one guy that has to play two characters so different from each other, yet the same, you really got to have that on-off switch, and I think he does it beautifully. I love the Lois Lane in this movie. You get a little bit of, if you guys haven't seen Superman and Lois, the Arrowverse show, go watch it. If you have, she's very much the Lois from Superman and Lois, while also being very much the Lois from the very first Superman movie with Christopher Reeve. She's that perfect in between, a bad bitch. I'm a Pulitzer Prize winner, but ready to you know, accept when she's been beaten, when she's wrong. And I think that is, you know, where Lois, you know, again, this Lois is very much was you know, top tier for me. I will be judging every Lois Lane from now on off of Rachel. I loved her to death. And then Mr. Terrific. I got to talk about Mr. Terrific. I myself love the Justice Society more than I ever have loved the Justice League, which is funny because my favorite Flash is Barry Allen. Beside the point, I love the Justice Society. Getting to see any Justice Society members on the big screen always is a blast for me. Go back to Black Adam. Could not stand that movie, but I fucking loved Dr. Fate. I loved Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate. Would love to see that again. I loved Hawkman, and I loved Atom Smasher. Those three characters made that movie for me. So getting to see Mr. Terrific in the full suit, fair play on this. Oh my god, just yes. Okay, it was. Guy Gardner, I hate him. I've always hated Guy Gardner. Cannot stand. When I read the comics, everyone knows Guy Gardner's the dick. That's why he gets the Red Lantern ring so damn quick. He starts off as a Green Lantern, and then they're like, fuck, we made a mistake, give him a red one. He's a dick. I love Nathan Fillion. You can't hate Nathan Fillion. If you do, I don't trust you. Okay? Will not, cannot, won't trust you. Okay? Nathan Fillion is God's gift to humanity. All right. I fully believe that, whether you know him from Castle, you know him from The Rookie, you know him from Firefly, hell, even voicing Lex Luthor sometimes, or voicing the Reverse Flash sometimes.
Voicing
You
Green
love
Lantern.
you love Nathan Fillion. When I heard that, when I saw that casting, I was like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to feel about this, because I know I have to hate Guy Gardner, but I can't hate Nathan Fillion. And dear God, is it so easy to hate Nathan Fillion in this fucking movie? Oh my God, you just want to. Okay, they wrote Guy Gardner so perfect to the comics. I now I don't know if I ever meet Nathan Fillion at a con. I don't know if I'm going to flip him off or shake his hand. I really don't know what's going to happen. It's probably going to be both. Like, nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you, sir. Fuck you, Guy Gardner.
Yeah, fuck you, Guy Gardner.
Oh, boy.
You'll get in line. You'll set your ringtone to be
and I'll have John call me.
Okay, so we talked about like how like the characters and stuff are portrayed and stuff. As a person like myself, I'm very much costume design and like how accurate things like that are to like how some of the comics and stuff describe them. Well, not a spoiler, but guys, I haven't seen the movie. I've been very on the fence about seeing it, but from what I've heard from my group of friends here, that it's very true to the comics, and I'm a huge lover of the comics. So I'm gonna ask a question like, the costume designs and stuff in the movie, how even if they're not 100%, how would you describe them? Because I find costumes and like SFX and stuff like that can really make or break a movie, especially like an action movie.
John, you're ready at the gun. Go.
Well, I was about to say, just because Guy, Mr. Terrific, and Hot Girl all kind of have matching but not matching uniforms, because they're part of the what the movie calls the Justice Gang. Yeah, the Justice Gang. So they've all got like like
not her name,
matching, but like they're ever so different that like each one has their own distinct uniform per se. I think they fit really well, especially Mr. Terrific's. I feel like Guy's works as well.
Kind of like the X-Men, the X-Men cartoons.
Mhm.
How they all have that same kind of style to them, but they're personalized per the character.
The X-Men cartoons have to be a whole other episode, because like
absolutely.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
But I think, in all honesty, what I think really truly happened is that, I don't know, I haven't confirmed this, I haven't looked it up. I think they started with Mr. Terrific's outfit.
Mm-hmm.
Because Mr. Terrific's outfit is very much to the comics. There is no deviation. I mean, maybe some slight minor deviation, but so minor, I didn't care. I saw Mr. Terrific on the big screen, and I'm like, yeah. And then they realized, well, hey, let's match them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's why we got Guy Gardner looking the way he does, which, don't get me wrong, as much as I wanted to see Guy Gardner's classic comic suits, what I got Guy Gardner in, I fucking love. I think it's phenomenal. I think it suits Guy Gardner as a character very well. And I'm pretty sure, like, if you you take Guy Gardner and you show him this uniform, he's going to give you a, okay, maybe I won't be a dick to you today kind of look. The Hot Girl one, I enjoyed it, but also Hot Girl just screeched for me the whole movie, which kind of like, we were in a Dolby theater, so like that was like, I have tinnitus. I'm a former first responder, so that kind of like got on my nerves. But I love the character. I love the style of the look, but I think they could have done a little bit better with her costume.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think that with Guys, they did what they could. With Hot Girl, I wish they would have done a little more, because she's so vibrant and like out there that I wish she would have stuck out just a little more.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, so like definitely some pros and cons to their set of costumes. Now let's get to the big dude. If I remember correctly, like I wasn't a big fan of like the big dude, but the other movies that we were talking about, like the Man of Steel and all that jazz, compared to those costumes, I find, like, from what I've seen in the trailers and what spoilers I have seen on TikTok, I'd very much like to say that the new Superman movie costume is more vibrant and stuff from what I've seen, closer to what the comics portrayed, instead of like the dark and the gloomy and like, you know.
When it comes to Superman, I'm going to take this one. I'm a sucker for the trunks. I grew up on the animated shows. I grew up on the comics. I'm a sucker for the trunks. Give me Batman. And when it comes to casting a Batman, if Batman doesn't have trunks, James Gunn, I riot. First and foremost. Okay. I'm a sucker for the trunks. I will always want Superman in the trunks. I have seen this S design in the comics before, but I've never seen it on the big screen. Every time we get Superman on screen, whether it's and it's live action, John's S is what we get. You know, a variation of that S. We get something different this time that we only see in the comics. Hell, I don't even think we've seen it in any of the animated shows, to be quite honest with you.
Kind of.
No.
So I'm
really.
happy to see this. Yeah, I'm happy to see this on the big screen. I'm happy to see a variation of a different S on the big screen. I've been wanting this for a long time. The nod to Christopher Reeve Superman and to some of the comics with the emblem on the cape, I think was a beautiful thing to do, because we hadn't seen that since Reeve's Superman. And then, of course, with the colors being bright, being colorful, being vibrant, catching your eye, it doesn't matter where you're looking on the screen. If Superman's on the screen and he's up here in the top left and you're looking at the bottom right, as soon as he appears on screen, they're so vibrant, you're just going to follow it and go right there. And that's so classic of Superman. It's so very much Superman, because it's that, oh, great, Superman's here, and it gives you that hope. And Superman is nothing more than a beacon of hope. That is who he is. So I think having the bright colors versus the dark colors that the Snyderverse gave us, having the brightness back is wonderful. Like, very wonderful. And I love the colors, the palette that they chose.
I know that Superman's biggest like catchphrase back like in the animated cartoons was like, oh, look over there, like look in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. No, it's like Superman.
No, it's Superman.
I'd like to say that him being so vibrant and bright colored is one reason why that catchphrase came into play, because you could spot him from anywhere and just automatically, just like Chris said, your eyes just instantly go straight to that vibrant pop of color that's often.
Fun fact, that catchphrase did not come about in the comic books. It came about in the original radio show for Superman.
Really? I didn't even know there was a radio show.
The Adventures of Superman is where we got look up in the sky.
Yeah, and I love the take on that, because you know we got those words last time we heard those words was with Christopher Reeve in '78. His first run as Superman. For a very brief second, you hear look up in the sky. It's blah blah blah. It's Superman.
It's a plane. Superman.
We got those with Christopher Reeves. I love the play on words with the new one. Hey, buddy, eyes up here. And then shoots up. I love the play on it. I love that is where they got their tagline, look out for look up with this movie.
Yeah,
I think it's a wonderful play. It's a wonderful nod to that coming from the radio show. Ben, you're ready. You're at the gun. Let's go.
Yeah, so not even to like with the bright colors, because you commented on the bright colors. Me and Chris talked about how it feels like it's also, because I'm a big film dude. So I'll look at what lenses they'll use, what shots they'll use, things like that. And I've been telling Chris, it just feels like in the past, Superman feels like it's been filmed with a Batman lens. And I didn't really appreciate that, and it feels like that lens has dropped. And that's why I really enjoyed this movie.
I agree with that. Like not like because I haven't seen the movie yet, but I agree for like I'm the type of person, I think even in people that know me outside of like geeky stuff and cosplay, I'm very much like costume set, SFX, even like video effects and stuff. I will sit and tear apart like anything and everything just to get down to like the nitty gritty of how things. And like I made a comment earlier that stuff like that can really make or break a movie or a TV show. And so hearing all these positive reviews about what I'm hearing is really giving me hope for this new Superman movie, and I'm actually really hyped to watch it.
I had to tell you, okay, so before this chunk, me and my fiance sat down and I filled her in on the Marvel, what she needed to fill in on Marvel. And that was right about, we had just finished it right about when the Superman trailer came out. And Chris texts me, or Hannah, whichever one, and he's like, you need to watch the Superman trailer. And I'm like, all right, I guess. So I go watch it, and even my fiance is like, this looks great. Like, and I'm like, yeah, it actually does, surprisingly. Because me and Hannah, we had literally gotten into a beef about how I couldn't stand DC anymore. Because I used to love it.
Yeah.
But there's something about it over the last, I don't know, 10 years that hasn't clicked with me.
I definitely think that one, I don't know what Chris has been calling it, but that one gap with the DC movies. Yeah, the Snyderverse, definitely no hate to it. Like I said, if it was its own universe, I feel like it would be a lot better. But the fact that a lot of us have read the comics, or we grew up on like the old cartoons, or in some cases the radio station, seeing that like Batman lens, like you called it, probably did put a huge impact and got a lot of people to stop liking the DC verse. That was one thing I hated. When I saw those movies, I was like, this.
Nah, because that literally made me shift my focus completely to Marvel. Like, I flipped scripts totally. I was like completely turned off by DC for a hot second.
And see, don't get me wrong. Again, I don't dislike the Snyderverse. There are things about those movies that I fucking love. Again, I love Shazam.
And I will agree with that too.
Yeah, I love Shazam. Shazam, I think, was a phenomenal movie. And a lot of people were like, well, he's too much of a kid. He's a kid that turns into a 32-year-old adult when he says one word. Yeah, he's gonna act like a fucking idiot. It's the whole character.
You know the movie Big? You know the movie Big with Tom Hanks?
Yeah.
Make that a comic book hero. That's literally what Shazam is. It's a kid that becomes a fucking hero.
Yeah. But when it comes to, you Snyderverse fans, look, every single one of you, and it's not just Snyderverse fans. No, this goes for everybody. Everybody, when you don't like a movie, the first thing y'all fucking say, the very first thing, and Ben said this to me the other day, the CGI sucks. And what pisses me off about it, especially with the Snyderverse fans right now, is that when they're talking about the CGI of Superman, of the new Superman movie, they show the flying scenes. And what's really fucking hilarious about the flying scenes is if it's focused on David, it was done practically. Now, if Superman's way the fuck back here and they're focused on something else, that is CGI. But if you're, you get this, or like, this little shot right here, that's done practically. It's not CGI.
All of the shots that they are using to describe his flying and everything like that are all shots where you can see his face.
Which the only thing that was CGI in those close-up shots is his hair. Because they CGI'd his hair to make it look like he was
Because
Flying is
even the
fast.
background, the backgrounds aren't a green screen. They're a new thing that people are trying, that Hollywood is trying, where it's already projected. It's already projected onto a screen, more or less, and it's like you're standing in front of a high resolution 3D video, and you're walking around.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it'd be like if you put on a VR headset and you looked up on YouTube. A virtual reality tour of the pyramids. That is what David Cornsweet is in front of as he's flying.
It's like the Truman Show.
Yeah, right. It's so it's all practically done. So when you're saying the CGI sucks, what are you really mad about? Because you're not making any sense. One that got me. This guy royally pissed me off, and he's the reason we are doing this episode. Now, I know he posted this as fucking rage bait, and yes, it worked. I had to call John, and I had to call Ben when I saw this.
Yeah, I was about to say, he's not the reason we're doing this episode. He's the reason we're doing this.
We lost Ben for a second.
Next week.
Ben, we lost you for a second.
We good?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I have no Wi-Fi. Where did I cut off at?
He's not the reason we're doing this episode.
But he is the reason that we are doing this episode today.
Yes.
Right. This second.
Yeah. He posted that there's no relationship with his parents in this new movie. And the screenshot that he posted is a moment in which Superman, out of the suit, so really, I guess Clark Kent, sitting on the bench with Jonathan Kent, having a thoughtful morning breakfast and some words over that breakfast before he goes back being Superman, before he puts the suit back on and goes back to help. And you want to tell me he has no relationship with the parents? I had commented back to this guy. I'd said, hey, look, you're dead wrong. Just because the movie doesn't focus on his parents or a relationship with his parents, and it's only just mentioned, doesn't mean there's not a relationship with his parents in this movie. Okay? Because the first thing we see, you see this in the trailer, first thing we see is Superman curl up in the snow, hurting, having Crypto take him home. That's in the trailer. That's not a spoiler. Next part kind of is, but I'm going to do it without spoiling it, so you're not going to get the scene. However, Superman has to be repaired. He has to, all that. He has to, we've seen this in the comics 1,000 times, needs to be regenerated by the sun. And his robots say, hey, play the message of his parents from Krypton. It really soothes him. And you want to tell me there's no relationship with his parents? And then towards the end of the movie, he goes, play the robot says, play the scenes with his Earth parents. It soothes him. And we see 33 years worth of memories in that one scene. And you want to tell me there's no relationship with the parents? Fuck you. That scene with Jonathan Kent, that was when I lost it. If you want a real good moment in a superhero movie that's gonna make you fucking cry and rethink your fucking life, it was that little maybe 30-second conversation Clark had with Jonathan Kent over fucking breakfast on a bench outside the fucking house. The whole we've all seen, the new this is the new punk rock. That's the big takeaway from this movie. Where the fuck you think he got it from? Jonathan and Martha fucking Kent. So fucking watch the movie again. Watch it. There is a relationship there. The other thing that I've been getting from other Snyderverse fans is the villains are trash. Y'all. Fuck y'all. Y'all just mad it's not Zod. Y'all are just fucking mad it's not Zod. And you're mad that the fucking Lex Luthor actually looks like Lex Luthor. Yeah, you're just mad that Lex Luthor actually looks like Lex Luthor and not Lex Luthor after, 14 years of fucking chemotherapy. Sorry, Jesse Eisenberg. I love you, but your Lex sucked ass.
Even Jesse Eisenberg has commented that playing Lex Luthor might have hurt his career.
Yeah.
Even
directed.
Yeah.
When it comes to Lex, though, Nicholas Hoult gets cast as Lex Luthor. I've known Nicholas Hoult. Ben, you probably same time as me. I've known Nicholas Hoult since Warm Bodies. That's how long my relationship goes back with Nicholas Hoult on screen. I have loved every film this man has done. He is like another Nathan Fillion. You're going to cast him as Lex Luthor? How am I supposed to hate Lex Luthor? Mm-hmm. That's fucking R. That's fucking Beast from X-Men. I can't hate this man. Who did they do so good? I've never hated a comic villain so much in my life. Never have I ever hated a comic villain in any show or movie more than I hate.
I don't even think that Heath Ledger's Joker, or like as dark as he was, or Two-Face, like made me as sick.
Yeah.
Like nauseous as he did. It was quite honestly insane.
I was very doubtful because, again, Nicholas Hoult for much of his career, many of the movies that I've seen him in, by no means is Lex a bodybuilder. By no means is Lex, does Lex have a lot of muscle on his body, but he's also not a skinny string bean looking motherfucker. And Nicholas Hoult, for most of his career, has been that skinny string bean motherfucker. I love him to death, but I didn't think he was the right size. I didn't think he was the right fit. And again,
and also just the sweet, like innocent, nerdy, like kind of vibe also. So it was kind of hard for me to wrap my head around at first, but he nailed it.
But
my first introduction to Nicholas Hoult was in X-Men Origins.
Yeah.
When he played Beast. So I'm used to him being the nerdy but average build. Like, I have muscles, but that's not prominent on my figure.
Yeah.
Figure-wise, I've seen it. I've never seen him in a villain role myself.
But yeah, that role.
Hey,
I have always loved Gene Hackman.
From Warm Bodies.
Yeah. I have always loved Gene Hackman's Lex. When it came to Lex Luthor, my first introduction was not Smallville like a lot of people. It was 78 Christopher Reeve, Superman, Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor, and Gene Hackman through those 4 movies. The last year kind of but he's still decent movies. For the longest time, I'd only ever seen Gene Hackman, and then Smallville. I finally watch it. Maybe 2 or 3 years after it went off air. I finally sit down to watch it, and I meet Michael Rosenbaum, who now I'd known Michael before as the voice for the Flash, so I was already in love with Michael Rosenbaum. A lot of people, and I've been reading this over and over again. A lot of people, their bar for Lex Luthor is set off the Michael Rosenbaum scale. And that's because even I would say Michael Rosenbaum is about here. Gene Hackman was here. I would say Michael has made it better Lex than Gene Hackman did. And that's hard to say because Gene was my Lex. Nicholas Hoult took that character and took that bar and said, "Oh, you only got it here? Shit, put it up here."
He's Superman, that hoe.
Exactly. He said, "Hey, buddy, eyes up here."
Eyes up here. Yeah.
Yeah. He took that bar and fucking sent it. You know, there are some of my favorite villains when it comes to superheroes because I can hate them so much. And that's why they're my favorite. Reverse Flash, Flashpoint, the animated Flashpoint. God, Reverse Flash pisses me off. I hate Lex Luthor in this Superman movie more than I hate Reverse Flash in the Flashpoint fucking show.
And that's saying a lot.
That
Especially for those of us that know Chris, we're like, that says a lot.
Yeah. To tell y'all, to put it in terms for you guys, Eobard Thawne, first season of Flash, when we find out that he's the guy that is doing all of this, you just want to wring Tom Cavanaugh's neck. I hate Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor more than I hate Tom Cavanaugh as Eobard Thawne. He does something. He does something with this role. It's like, and it feels so real. That's what I think really gets me about this movie, is everything feels real rather than a comic book movie.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna feel every fucking emotion when you watch this movie. You're gonna feel it all. Whatever they want you to feel, you are going to feel it. Fucking, the villains that they had in this movie. Yes, Lex was the big bad, and then they had, their dirty bitties. Those guys were great. I'm not going to say their names because, that's kind of a spoiler. So we're not saying names of those two villains. But
I mean,
they were great.
Trailer.
That's true. That's true.
We just can't tell people about one of them. Or, the nitty gritty of one of them.
Yeah, I would have chosen a different suit for one of them.
Yeah, for
just because
for Ultraman.
Yeah, I would have chosen a different suit for Ultraman just because Ultraman's supposed to look like Superman. That's kind of the whole thing for Ultraman.
I mean, I get why they didn't. That's a spoiler, but I get why they didn't.
Yeah,
so I'm not going to explain that one. I get it.
I do too, and I think as time goes on, we might get that Ultraman back. I think because the way the movie ends, we're getting a lot out of this. James Gunn is set up, and one of the things that when you watch this movie, pay attention to everything, because what seems like a minor detail turns out not to be a minor detail. And for those of you that have seen the movie, you know exactly what I mean when I say that. And you know exactly what I mean. And dear God, Jimmy Olsen, you are a fucking genius.
Those little tiny details are what prove that James Gunn quite literally has this all laid out.
Yeah.
Like he knows exactly where he's going.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, there is nothing that is not important in this movie.
Right.
Yeah. Everything has a fucking reason for being there.
I feel like they did the engineer pretty well, though.
Oh, yeah. I loved Engineer. I really did. I was like, okay. But, that's that movie. We've gotten, we covered Superman pretty well. Again, Snyderverse guys, for those of you that are hellbent, Snyderverse is better. Give it a fucking chance. If Snyderverse is all you know about Superman, could you read a fucking comic book, please? And for the love of God, let it be the All-Star Comics.
Or Superman, all 4 seasons is a good one.
Yeah. But the All-Star, because that's what this is based off of. This movie's based off of.
I know. But
yeah.
It's another good one that he took from.
Ray, what you got?
I was just gonna say, from what I'm hearing, it sounds like I'm gonna probably say this wrong, the director and all that jazz has a real passion, especially if they're leaving little snippets and hints. I love when people do that in movies because then it kind of like leaves the people on the edge of their seat guessing. Is like, oh, are we gonna see this in the next movie? Oh, is there gonna be a next movie? Oh, this is hinting at a next movie, because it really shows you the dedication that they have in like in the production of the filmmaking. And how do I word this without sounding like nerdy?
We're nerdy anyways.
Yeah, we're nerdy anyway. That's what this entire thing is for.
Yeah, but I have a goth image I have to uphold, okay? Anyways, it's just nice because then I find directors that like let it go, not like let it go, but like just get nerdy and get involved in the movie and do the stuff that, from what I'm hearing, is happening in this movie. I find that those movies and like those productions have a higher rating of like success and ticket booth sales and a longer term creating more movies that to come. And from what I'm hearing, I think there's a Supergirl movie coming out, and like there's a whole bunch of other ones, which is going to be super exciting to see how they like how that take is going to be portrayed.
Yeah.
Does what I say make sense?
One last thing. Yeah, that makes total sense. One last thing about Superman movie before we move on. For Arrowverse fans, I know it hasn't been confirmed yet if Grant Gustin is playing Flash, but there is an actor from Flash in this new DCU. He played a villain in season 1, I believe it's episode 2 or episode 3 of Flash. He played the gas guy, the guy that can turn into poisonous gas. He now plays Metamorpho in that movie. In the new Superman movie. Oh, if you love the Arrowverse, there you go. We have an Arrowverse actor in the DCU, albeit it's not Grant, but that's okay.
Even a small cast member that makes a cameo appearance in. And I'll bet you missed it.
I did not. No. I saw it. I promise you. I saw every cameo. I was ready. I was watching it.
You mean you heard it?
My star PJs.
He doesn't show his face.
Yeah.
Reporter?
No, well, not Will Reeves reporter.
Yeah.
One of Lex's goonbots is voiced by Michael Rosenbaum.
Gotcha.
Lex from Smallville. Yeah. But no, so the next movie I wanted to get onto, we've been waiting a year and a half for this. It released 2 days ago on Netflix. So if you have Netflix, if you're an Adam Sandler fan, go check this movie out. Happy Gilmore 2. Adam does not do a lot of sequels for movies that he makes personally. His only other sequel of a movie he personally had his hands on making is Grown Ups 2. Grown Ups and Grown Ups 2 was the first time he ever sequeled one of his movies. Happy Gilmore is the second. It has a lot of callbacks from the first movie, including a lot of old footage from the first movie reused in this one. It does it beautifully. Again, we're doing no spoilers here. Fuck ton of cameos, and there are, I think, 74 in total cameos for this movie. You have to catch them all. Every single one of them is done beautifully. There are several I would love to name who they are, but it's better to leave you guys waiting and wanting so that you'll see the movie yourself on Netflix. It's well worth the watch. But we get Happy back. I mean, everything you want him to be comes back in this movie. You do get to see Adam's wife and 2 daughters in the movie. I think is really cool. I think it's beautiful. He's starting to incorporate his family more. The girls are starting to want to act or get out there and do stuff as well. His wife is wanting, to make some cameos in his movie. So I find it beautiful when they get to do that. Fuck, I love this movie. It's the only reason I'm wearing the Bruins jersey tonight. I am not a Bruins fan. Okay, I am a Stars fan. So don't get it twisted. This is only on because I'm talking about Happy Gilmore 2. Real golf players come back. real real golf players are in this one. Of course, it's just beautifully done. You're not gonna stop laughing the entire. I think what is it, 2.5, 3 hours? You're not gonna stop laughing. Ben, you watched this movie right last night, right? What were your thoughts on it?
I did like it. I did. I loved it. I loved it for the nostalgia, though. I think. I
Okay.
think it was funny, and I did enjoy it. But I don't know that first one. The first one will
Oh,
always get me for sure, and but I did like a lot of the callbacks for sure. The that scene that we talked about without
yes. Just
without yeah
every
without
single one
spoiling.
of those is just fucking beautiful. um,
For
but
those who
I
are
gotta say,
listening on Spotify, Chris is almost in tears talking about this movie, just to clarify, everybody.
yeah, yeah. I'm not a golf fan by any fucking means. Okay, I've never been a golf fan. I know how to play, you know, but when it comes to actually playing golf, I am the real life Happy Gilmore. I'm going to throw that club into the
Well,
ground. I'm going to launch it further than the ball does. I'm going to yell at the fucking ball to get in the goddamn hole. I
well, that's
hate,
the thing. That's the thing, though.
yeah,
Happy Gilmore is a hockey player that plays golf.
yeah,
He's not a golfer.
yeah,
He's a hockey player that plays golf.
yeah.
So yes,
I,
that is you.
yeah, I love hockey. I love baseball. Those are my two sports. You know, when it comes to sports, yes, I watch basketball. I keep up with football. I like soccer, or as the rest of the world calls it, football.
Football is
But
life.
but, but hockey and baseball have my whole heart. They will always have my whole heart. But just like the first movie, this had me wanting to go out and swing a club again, wanting to see how far I can launch that ball. You know, I was just,
How far?
I think it's beautiful. Well, see, okay, because I live right behind a school, and there have been plenty of times where I'll put a thing, the stake in the tee in the ground, put a ball on the tee, hit it, and I've gotten it through the uprights of the football field on the far side from where I live.
I
That's
know, I'm
over
just pulling
300
your
yards.
legs.
Can confirm.
You know? Yeah, and
I have to
that's got to
picture
be,
at least once, okay?
yeah. It's about 300 yards, give or take. I mean, I haven't exactly measured it, but that's rough. Um, it had me wanting to do it last night. The jokes in this one are top tier. Um, but as you said, Ben, I don't think anything will top the first one because it gave us that beautiful line that I'm waiting. I know it's not the 90s anymore, so nobody says it anymore, but I'm just waiting for the day that someone tells me I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast. So I can look them dead in their eyes and go, "You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?" That one line from the first movie has always been my favorite. I've been dying ever since to get in an argument with someone to say that so I could get them
And
back.
you brought something up about the 90s and about how you just wish it was the 90s, and I think that that's what I'm missing with this one
Yeah.
a little bit, is because there's missing this like the 90s charm, but there's this odd nostalgia, and I feel like that's my biggest problem with a lot of newer Adam Sandler movies, is that they have the nostalgia, but I want that 90s film, like
Yeah.
that 90s feel to it.
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. Ray?
I'm actually just gonna backtrack real quick because something just popped in my head to the comment about like his daughters and stuff being into
Yeah.
like cameo and stuff like that. Personally, I love that he's kind of doing that with his kids because if it's a movie that he's in charge of, I feel like it's not as toxic. Like I love that he's doing it only in movies that like he's a part of and has somewhat control over, which I think everybody knows childhood stars or anything like that. Environments for them are very toxic. I can't remember how old exactly his kids are anymore. I kind of stopped keeping tabs for a couple of years now.
They're in their teens for sure.
Mm-hmm.
They're in their teens for sure.
His youngest, I think, is just turned 18 or 19. His oldest is like, I think, a little bit older than you and me, Ben. I think
have y'all seen You're So Not Invited to My Bat Mitzvah?
No, I have not. No.
I haven't either.
It's solely them. It's his daughters. It's great. It's great. It's hilarious.
So she just turned 20 or is about to turn 20.
Really?
Sonny was born in 2008.
Okay, so yeah, the youngest one just turned 18 and the oldest just turned 20. Damn, Ben, we're old, dude.
You're older.
I feel
By fucking week.
But my point stands is that I'm pretty sure his kids have made cameos before in movies that he's been in. Yeah.
16.
Okay,
16 at the end of this year.
Whatever. I don't give a shit. Look, they're young. Okay, just know that his kids are young, and yeah, I get what point you're making, Ray, wholeheartedly. I mean, but yeah, not only do we get his kids in this movie, I'm gonna tell y'all one. Okay, here's one spoiler: we do get Ben Stiller back in Happy Gilmore 2. We get Ben Stiller's kids in this movie. Ben Stiller, both of Ben Stiller's kids are in this movie as well. And they're no, we are not spoiling. Yeah, keep your mouth shut. It is. So both of his kids are in this movie, as well as Adam's kids, and it's fun to see them because it's kind of like every comedy group. What I really love is every comedy group has the passing of the torch.
Yeah.
With Adam Sandler's guys going into Seth Rogen's guys, and with that whole group, I want to say it was there goes my fucking mind. But they had a passing of the torch between Adam Sandler's group of guys and Seth Rogen's group of guys. They had a passing of the torch. Actually, they've had about several now, and then Seth Rogen's group had a passing of the torch with Dave Franco and Zac Efron's group, with Neighbors and Neighbors 2. That was kind of their passing of the torch. To like, okay, this is the new comedy group. This is the new, heroes of your laughter. These are going to be the guys you're going to look for now. I've always loved that. And so this feels kind of like Adam Sandler's passing of the torch, Adam and Ben passing the torch to their kids now. Like, hey, all right, your turn. Run it up. Have fun.
Just don't burn any houses.
Yeah, I love those types of nods in movies. I mean, John, with me and John over on the Star Trek podcast, John's heard me say several times, my favorite episodes of Star Trek are when the former crew gives it to the new crew. My favorite being Encounter at Farpoint Part 2 with Dr. McCoy and Data Data's walking Dr. McCoy to the shuttle bay, and McCoy has that beautiful line. Different ship, but she's got the right name. Treat her like a lady.
Always bring you home.
And she'll always bring you home. It's such a beautiful just passing. And then we get another one in Generations between Kirk and Picard. Kirk telling Picard, don't let them promote you. Don't let them do anything that takes you off the bridge of that ship, because while you're there, you can make a difference. And it's just a beautiful between the two captains. So, movies like this, I love that. All the gags that are in this new one, especially some of those that have been used, that were in the first one, much the running, taking something of Happy's and running with it. It just beautiful. And then, getting to see how Happy's life turned out, and then how Shooter McGavin's life turned out. Because, through the trailer, we've seen Shooter McGavin comes back. I was so psyched to see Shooter McGavin again. I really was. I was like, yeah! Getting to see how his life turned out just had me rolling. However, I will say, I do wish we would have gotten the original script made. Unfortunately, Carl Weathers passing did have to change a lot of the movie, and I would love to, I hope he releases it, maybe, as a book or something. You could read this if you want to, and we get to, I would love to see what that was supposed to look like, how Carl Weathers was supposed to come back and play Chubbs one more time. I've always loved Carl Weathers. I mean, whether it's Mandalorian,
filming at that
they
point?
they hadn't started filming. They were still fleshing out. Yeah. Every scene
they were still doing the casting drafts, I believe.
Huh?
So I'm pretty sure they were still doing a good chunk of casting drafts too.
Yeah. Every scene you see of Chubbs in the new movie is either old footage from the original that they're using in the new one, or old footage laid over into the new movie.
And I knew that. I wasn't sure when he passed in the development of.
Oh yeah.
So
from what I understand, Adam had the idea for it and was trying to see if he couldn't get everybody to come back, and so he talked to Carl. He said, "I'm ready. Let's do this." He kind of gave him a vague idea of what it was going to do, how his character was going to come back since he died in the first one. And Carl was like, "I'm on board." And then, maybe a couple weeks later, he had passed away.
Yeah.
So I think he was still in the process of calling everybody to see, these guys were in the first one. Let's see if I can get them back.
Right.
I heard that gathering everybody back for the second movie was one reason why the movie took so long, was because he had to call everybody back. Why it took so long for it to be made and all that jazz, because of the amount of people they needed to call back.
That not only that, but one thing that Adam has stated, what took so long with it was he knew what this character means to so many people.
Yeah.
Why this character is so great. This was his second character ever. His first movie he ever did was Billy Madison. His second was Happy Gilmore, which is why his production company is called Happy Madison. So for those of you that didn't know that, hey, Easter egg, yeah. Happy Madison Productions is because of Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore. He wanted to make sure that when he rewrote this character, he was going to give everybody what they wanted. And he could finalize the story in a way he wanted to finalize it, say what he wanted to say with it, do it justice. And he just made it a real big passion project, which I think is why the movie works so well, as well as the nostalgia.
Yeah.
Because, even if this was the first time we were seeing Happy Gilmore, if this was the first Happy Gilmore movie, I think this would have been perfect. This would have been phenomenal. But I am watching Happy Gilmore, or have Happy Gilmore on the TV. It just ended. Now I'm watching Happy Gilmore 2 again on Netflix as we talk about this.
That's hilarious.
But it's beautiful. But getting to see Carl Weathers again was great. Because whether it's Mandalorian, Happy Gilmore, or it's fucking Rocky, I love seeing Carl Weathers. He was a phenomenal actor. I love those, of those three fandoms, it's always just, it's great that he got to be there. It's great to see him, and in different roles, completely different characters. You get to see how wide his range truly was. as an actor between those three characters. But what we do get out of this, even though we didn't get Chubbs the way we wanted him.
I didn't catch the character's name when they said it. And now that I read it,
Yeah.
it's even better.
Go through the cast list to look up all the cameos and shit.
There are like 75 cameos of people. Yeah. And I'm not going to tell you who it is.
Yeah.
One of the characters' names is DJ Omar Gosh. Thank you for laughing. That's what made me go like, oh my God.
Made you go, oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
I really think Adam's like passion that he has for not only like his comedy and stuff in movies, but just his acting and how well he gets into characters in his movies. But even then, his character outside of like the films and all that is one reason why he is very loved across all nations, because of exactly who he is, and just the passion he has is phenomenal.
I do have a question though, Chris.
Yeah.
Is the reason why Hannah's not on this podcast because she's an Adam Sandler like beefer?
Oh.
No, but might as well be. We'll just say it's that.
He was like, "You're not allowed."
My wife is starting to come around to Adam Sandler movies. She just wasn't. My wife's upbringing was different. Let's just put it that way. Very sheltered.
I didn't say hater. I said beefer.
Yeah, I know. But her upbringing was very sheltered. So Adam Sandler wasn't really a household name for her. So there are some movies. Her comedy style is not the same as mine. So there are some movies she finds absolutely annoying that Adam Sandler does. I think Big Daddy is one of those. Where on the other hand, I fucking love Big Daddy.
That's insane and wild and crazy. She should form a new opinion and try again.
Like, out of all of Adam Sandler's roles, out of all of the good jokes that Adam Sandler has told with his movies, my favorite comes from Big Daddy. And it's he's teaching Rob Schneider's character how to read, and he goes, keep up anonymous? No, it's just hippopotamus. That's not fair. You're giving him all the easy ones. That is by far my favorite fucking joke of any Adam Sandler movie ever. But I know one interview after this movie hit theaters. I don't know if we're gonna get it. Nobody hold your breath. Ben, you're gonna love this if you haven't heard. There's one more character Adam said he'd be willing to bring back if he could figure out how to do it. And that's Bobby Boucher, the water boy. I don't know if we'll get it, but I hope to God we do. I fucking love Water Boy.
When you said I'm gonna love this, I was hoping for one of two, and it was that one or Billy Madison. And I don't know. I feel like Bobby Boucher with, I don't know, Damon's autism stem, like over the last year, Bobby Boucher. I can't. Like, I need that in my life right now, honestly.
And Bobby Boucher has a very special place in mine and Ben's heart in our friendship, because that's kind of where it blossomed. We were in, over that. We were in chemistry, and we're doing this. I don't even remember what the project was, but I remember just Ben had taken it and written Gatorade.
Oh, I can tell you exactly.
All over it.
I know exactly what assignment it was. It was it was Miss Blakely's class, the U.S. government AP. No, not government. World geography.
Mm.
Right? What's sophomore year?
Sophomore year is U.S. history, I think, or no, American history.
No.
Is it U.S. and American?
World history. It was world history.
World history.
World history. So she gives us this assignment and says, you need to write a haiku. You need to write a haiku. And I said, this isn't me being the asshole that I am. So I said, and I used to be an English teacher, mind you. So don't ask me. I said, this is not English class. I'm not making a haiku. And so I wrote, water sucks. It really, really sucks. Yes, water sucks. It really, really sucks. And then Gatorade. And that was my haiku. She couldn't tell me it wasn't a haiku. It was a haiku. It was a haiku.
And me and Ben we were in chemistry. He pulls that paper out. And I see that. And I'm like, well, that's fucking great. And there a friendship blossomed that has spanned ever since then.
Our friendship better last this, like, just as long.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
I already know too much.
It's daunting. It's daunting. I don't wish it on my worst enemy. Someday.
Man, I listened to Chris rant about the Reverse Flash for like 2 hours one live stream, and it was something.
It was 2 hours, 15 minutes, and 31 seconds. Thank you.
I feel like I've been listening to Chris rant about the Reverse Flash for 15 years.
Yeah. No, it's
back onto the topic of Adam slander. Yep.
Adam slander.
Slander of Adam Sandler will not be tolerated in this podcast.
It was a slip of the tongue. What was your first movie with him in it? That is my question.
Probably Big Daddy.
Spotify, YouTube, you guys can answer this question too.
Honestly, mine probably Big Daddy as far as I can remember. Because I know I had that one on VHS. Yeah, I'm that old.
Huh. I don't know.
You guys can't laugh at me for this, but I was also a sheltered child. And I think Bedtime Stories with him in it was the very first movie I watched with him in it.
No,
why does that sound like my fiance's answer? You know what? I really want to ask her now.
I don't know, something about that guinea pig with massive eyeballs was like, I want to watch that movie. I want to watch it. Just because of the guinea pig.
God damn, what was my first introduction to Adam? I can't. It was either Waterboy or Billy Madison, and I can't remember.
What was your first introduction to Adam Sandler?
I think Big Daddy.
Big Daddy.
Yeah. Like I said, don't come after me, but Bedtime Stories was mine.
I said, why does that sound like my fiance?
I think it was probably Billy Madison, but I'll be right back, guys. Hold on 1 second. Y'all keep talking. I'll be right back.
I said Big Daddy.
Yeah. I will say one movie with him in it that I wasn't a big fan of was definitely Pixels.
I liked Pixels.
I don't know why, but I wasn't a fan of it personally.
I don't know. I guess my the gaming little gaming nerd in me loved that part of it, and that's where my love for it comes from, I guess. But I can see it being lower on the list. It's definitely lower on a tier list for me, but I do still enjoy it.
it was good. I will say, like, the CGI and stuff was great in the movie, but I found it was too busy. If that makes sense. The movie was way too busy. There was too much going on.
That's fair. I can see that, honestly.
And it was just like,
okay, so maybe not your first, but what's your favorite?
my favorite? Oof.
And you can
Probably-
give me two, and because I break my Adam Sandler up into comedic and more like serious drama.
Yeah. I can't remember the name of the movie, but I have two. Definitely Grown Ups is one of my favorites. I loved Grown Ups. Grown Ups 1 and 2 were amazing. I loved them.
Okay, which one is your which one is your favorite of those? Because me and my fiance talk about this all the time.
I have to pick one because I love them both. John, what about you?
I had to think about that one for a minute. I'm like, I'm pretty sure my first introduction to Adam Sandler was Saturday Night Live.
Which that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. I had to think about it for a minute because I'm like, did I see Billy Madison first or did I watch Saturday Night Live first? I'm pretty sure my introduction to Adam Sandler was Saturday Night Live.
Sorry about that,
Okay,
guys.
I'll ask Pookie. Which is better, Grown Ups 1 or Grown Ups 2?
1.
Yeah. I like them both because they each have their own.
I do like them both, but yeah, me and him get into this talk about how she doesn't understand why everybody raves about the second one. So I get it.
Seeing the clips of him dressed as the twin sister everywhere.
Grown Ups, I don't know. Grown Ups to me is kind of like Pixels for you. It's kind of lower. It's a lower on my tier list for sure.
So no, like anybody that loves the Pixels movie, no hate, but for me, I feel like there was too much going on, and as a person that like picks apart movies from costume design to SFX to like video effects, I find that the bright neon game characters flashing at you at all like sides of the screen was way too much. And if I remember correctly, there was like this whole post and stuff on Pixels involving like how there was no seizure warnings for some of the strobes, and just I found that when Pixels came out, there was a lot of negativity around it, which also kind of decreased my opinion on it because of a lot of side effects from the movie and people not. Yeah. There's just too much going on as well. So that's my opinion.
I enjoyed Pixels. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, man.
No, I can see the point of it. It can be really overstimulating, but I do like Pixels. I don't know. Grown Ups for me, I feel like is lower, but that's just my personal opinion. Yeah. I didn't find it as funny as some of his others, I guess, is where I was at with that one.
Yeah, I enjoyed Pixels, but it's not one of my favorite Adam Sandler films. I mean, my favorites are going to sound basic, but there's a reason that the basic answers for Adam Sandler are these movies.
Mm-hmm.
What are your favorites?
In no particular order, because I can't really order them. Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, Waterboy. Just those three off the top of my head. Those are three of my absolute favorite Adam Sandler films. They're always at the top of my list. It does not matter because I just love those characters. I really do. It's the amount of one-liners that you can take from those movies that are just interchangeable in any situation. Jokes that have been flying around my house growing up is, "No, you're wrong, Colonel Sanders." It's whenever someone gets in an argument and you prove them wrong. That's what someone hears in this house.
Whereas my house, it's jackass.
Yeah, that flies around all the time too. Like, especially when I'm trying to be a dick to my wife. Just like, I'm always like, you will not make this shot, you jackass. And she'll just look at me and go, can you just shut the fuck up and leave me alone for 5 minutes?
He does that. He
It
does
gets
that to
on her
me too.
absolute
Oddly
nerves.
enough.
But yeah. Or
See-
one of my absolute favorite things that gets said in this house is, when I'm drowsy as fuck in the morning and one of my kids is trying to run in front of me, typically my daughter, because she's the only one that can walk. She's running in front of me and I'm drowsy as fuck in the morning. I'm like, oh, come here, Mr. Penguin. I'm going to get you. Yes, they're basic answers for Adam Sandler movies, but there is a fucking reason that everybody loves those movies.
Okay,
And
what's your fourth? Because I feel like ours are gonna be the same, but I feel like our fourths are flipped.
I'd probably have to put Big Daddy at number 4.
Yep.
And that's on being a
So
father. That is on.
I would swap Big Daddy and Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
For me.
I Big Daddy being at number 4 is on being a father. I can't tell you how many times my daughter has chanted something and I just
Yeah.
God.
I can't tell you how many times your daughter has chanted something at me. And I
Yeah.
say,
Kangaroo song, kangaroo song.
She chants at everybody else the second Auntie Ray's on the phone. It's just.
Yeah. She has her ones where she won't fuck up on the phone because she knows when they show up, she gets fucked up. Like my sister Lexi, she will not play around on the fucking phone. When she knows Lexi's on the phone, she won't fuck around. She won't do it.
she started to stop that with me as well because I'll chew her ass too. So.
The thing is I haven't even done anything to my beautiful goddaughter. All I do is look at her, and that's it.
I think that's because you're a parent too.
Yeah.
and your kids and my kids aren't far off in ages.
No, they're not.
Yeah. Like your second one is like maybe 6 months older than my son.
Yeah, he is. It's crazy that he turns too soon.
But I think Axon and Artie were born the same year, matter of fact. What, 21, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So I think it's because you're a parent too, and she's heard you get onto your boys before. Then she knows. Don't fuck up. But no.
But backtracking to like catchphrases and houses, it's not really our catchphrase in our house, but I find that constantly, and no matter what group of friends myself and my wife are in, it's always, what in the fuck knuckles is this? From the Deadpool movies, and it's always Chris doing it. I swear.
It is every thing. I mean, other than that one, the only other real one I use from Deadpool a lot, and I say a lot, but like it has to be the right circumstance.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what you just said, but I took Spanish in high school. Donde está la biblioteca? Which means I don't negotiate with terrorists, pumpkin fucker.
Translates to.
You gotta have the right circumstance to hit that one.
Yeah.
And because it's so long, you gotta fit it in at the right rhythm to hit it, or it fucks it up.
Yeah.
That's right too. I love, what the fuck knuckles is this? It is my absolute favorite one to hit.
And for context, he always hits it. He always hits that one, especially when my wife and I are on live or on call with him. Because ironically, my wife is known as the Pinkie Pie out of mine and hers relationship. And so every time, if he doesn't miss a beat, it's always right on the dot.
it's so interchangeable. I love movies. I love shows. You can get lost in them. That's what they're designed to do. They're designed to be an escape from reality.
Yeah.
You know, typically 9 times out of 10, especially the nerd-loving movies. But I've always been a sucker for a good one-liner. You know, ever since my dad started showing me movies like Back to the Future and Star Trek and the original Star Wars, I love a good one-liner. You know, the oldest one that I've been using since I can remember has been "Never tell me the odds." You know, we got a one and blah blah blah. Never tell me the odds. You know, as a former first responder, I've said that so many times right before running into a fucking fire. And it would probably scare the fuck out of my wife to see that happen. It'd probably scare the fuck out of my mom to, you know, never tell me the odds, and then just watch me run into this burning building. But it's so fun. It gives that extra little bit of adrenaline, you know, because as a firefighter, you're running on adrenaline no matter what. You know,
you need that little. It's just your little pick me up, your little pep talk before you.
Yeah.
Really, you know.
Yeah. You know, and it's like, one of my other favorite ones is "Beam Me Up, Scotty," or
Which is a line that was never
there seems
actually
to be
uttered in
no
the show.
Right. Or my favorite one one of my other favorites comes from Toy Story. There seems to be no intelligent life anywhere. or you are just a toy.
There's a snake in my.
He's the rootinest, tootinest cowboy in the Wild Wild West is one of mine.
Oh my
man.
God, yes.
The one I like to use, incidentally enough, is like I'll scare one of my siblings when I'm driving them somewhere, and then they're like, "What the hell did you do that for?" And I just look straight over them and I just say, "Statistically speaking, it's still the safest way to travel." Like, what the fuck?
Speaking of driving, a good one that never, like, the right circumstance in the house has to hit. But it's ejectocito, cuz get in this house a lot. Typically, when we scare one of our fucking animals, typically probably the fucking cat. You scare the fucking cat, and you see the cat go from down here to way up there to down here in a couple seconds.
Well, then,
it's.
Then my one brother, who actually knows what that reference is to, he's like, "We're not even flying, you jackass."
Oh, my gumdrops.
But it's, movies are top tier. It's why again I wanted to make this podcast, because more than just the fact that we'd all been talking about doing something like this, it's fun to discuss, because it's fun to put our voices out there. I think another thing, let's go back to Superman for a second. I think another thing Snyderverse fans are going to end up doing is the same thing the original trilogy fans did to Hayden Christensen. They're gonna get pissed off with it, so much so because it's not the Superman they grew up with. Most notably, the Snyderverse fans I've been running into grew up with, the only Superman they'd ever known on the big screen is Henry Cavill.
Well, then they're children. Sorry.
Yeah, well, yeah, they'd be fucking children, but you know what I mean, though, But
I was about to say, I don't think it's gonna get nearly as bad as Hayden Christensen's situation.
No,
by any means, but I think they are gonna try to make it that bad.
Yeah, and it just, I want to put my voice out there for the things that I like, the actors that I love, because of, either who they are as a person or what roles they're playing and how well they're doing those roles. I loved the prequels. I love all of Star Wars. I find myself sometimes, and I do have to course correct myself. I find myself doing to the sequels what older fans did to the prequels. You know,
Yeah.
This isn't my Star Wars. That's not how Luke Skywalker would da 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 da. This blah blah. But I have to realize, well, that Star Wars wasn't made for me. That Star Wars was made for a new set. The Star Wars that was made for me, I got that. That was Anakin and Obi-Wan. That was the prequels. That's my Star Wars. Yeah, I was lucky enough to be shown the original trilogy and then be shown the prequels, and I love both of them. I do have my beef with the sequels. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there are some things I would absolutely fucking change, but I can still enjoy them as a film per se because I realize it wasn't made for me. I'm not the kid that was geared towards.
Right.
And me and you've talked about this with Star Trek too. The new Star Trek that's coming out really technically isn't made for us. It's made to get a newer generation in. We're already indoctrinated, brother. We've been there. We know the shit. That's ours. They want this new crap.
Been indoctrinated since day one.
Yeah. So I hope Snyderverse fans can come around. Honestly, I
don't see.
But either way, I'm going to enjoy this new set. I'm going to enjoy this new set. I'm enjoying a lot of shit that's coming out right now. Something else we should probably hint on at the podcast. Not that I want to cheat on DC with Marvel, but Fantastic Four also just dropped. I personally have not seen that movie. I will say, however, when they first started announcing the castings, I was kind of iffy on one.
Yeah.
And that was Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic. Not that I don't love Pedro Pascal. I just think he would make a better Doctor Doom than a Mr. Fantastic. I can't wait to be proven wrong because I've seen a lot of the reviews already. A lot of people that I really, when it comes to their opinion on comic book movies, I respect, have said it's a pretty decent movie and Pedro does a really good job. So I'm excited to see it.
And pause real quick because you literally just said it like the best. That's how everyone should go into these movies. I'm not sure, but I can't wait to be proven wrong. And I feel like everybody that has watched the Superman movie they already had this opinion in their head before they went in. They were going to find reasons to prove their point.
Yeah. Because that was something that I had done myself. Was I don't want to have any expectations for this new Superman movie. Ben, you probably more than anyone else, knew my struggle with it. And with DC movies, my favorite hero was shit on in its entirety.
Yeah.
Flash in the Snyderverse is not the hero that I love. First and foremost, Ezra Miller is not a decent person, and I can't stand that. Secondly, it's the pose. It's the suit that looks more robotic than it does like a speedster suit. It's the fact that they made him extremely autistic, where he's not autistic, he's just a speed thinker. It's the fact that his lightning is blue when blue lightning in DC Comics is canonically saved for speedsters who are sick or dying. I could pick that apart for hours and hours and hours. You three, of all people, have heard me do that over and over and over again. I'm probably sick and tired of hearing me say it, so I won't continue.
A little bit.
I was so unimpressed with the Snyderverse, especially with the Flash movie, that I didn't want to have my hopes up for Superman. So I kept them very low. I kept them so low that I would have been impressed with anything, probably, honestly. I would have been impressed with just the fact that, okay, cool. You could have given me a kid with a Superman T-shirt and a red blanket tied around his neck, running around for 2 hours, and I would have been, okay, cool, awesome, our new DC. That's how low my bar was set. To say that because of this movie, I have raised that bar so damn much is a lot. I've got it back to where, my bar for Marvel had been, between Infinity War and Endgame.
Mm-hmm. My
bar for Marvel was so goddamn high, Olympic pole vaulters couldn't get over that shit if they fucking wanted to. So it's up there, and I'm excited to see what he's going to go do with it. I'm still going to be cautious, just because, I hope he doesn't get into the I need to rush this, I need to rush that scene, which I don't think he will. I mean, it took him almost 2 years to make the Superman movie, so I doubt it'll ever get rushed. But I'm still going to keep my low expectations. But yeah, like I said, I want to be proven wrong about my casting for about the casting of Pedro as Mr. Fantastic. I want to be proven wrong about that. And like I said, I've heard nothing but really good things from people that I truly trust on this movie, and so I'm just totally excited to kind of see it. Because I really haven't paid attention to Marvel since Endgame. Like I watched the first season of WandaVision, the first season of Loki, and the first season of Captain America and the Winter Soldier, and then that was it.
Just a bit of She-Hulk, but then I kind of strayed away because then,
I've seen it all except for the TV shows. So,
I mean, for me, when it came to Marvel, I'd been invested since 2008.
Yeah, I think everybody was.
Iron Man dying, it being called Endgame, that was it. For me, that was it. I was like, okay, I've seen my story. I've gotten my story. If they do anything further, I might pick it up and maybe watch it down the line. But I'm not going to be hyped about it. I'm not going to be overly excited about it, wanting to go to the theater about it, just for the simple fact I got mine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good with Endgame. I'm good with everything before Endgame. I loved it. There may be a couple things throughout the entirety of those movies that I would have changed.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen Black Widow.
Yes, I have seen Black Widow. Yeah, but again, I watched what I wanted to watch. I saw what I wanted to saw. I got where it ended in my chapter with Marvel ended. But I was impressed with Black Widow. I actually really enjoyed that movie. When it comes to Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I fucking enjoyed that show. And I want to see, I wanted to see a movie that was that had that same bickering between the two. I think it's lovely. I love to see it. Not necessarily a big WandaVision fan. I didn't really, enjoy that storyline. But then again, even in the comics, I never really liked Wanda.
Wanda's character is very, yeah.
But Loki, I was like, look, to me, Loki's dead. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the first season. I thought it was really cool. I thought it was really cool. But Loki's dead to me. And not because they fucked up with the character. It's like, no, he fucking died. So I want to leave him. I want to leave him like I saw him. Pretty much dying a hero. The way he did. I haven't really been interested in Marvel previously. Comic book movies for me were done. It was like, okay, James Gunn is taking over DC. Let's see what happens. You know, that was exactly the amount of enthusiasm I brought to it. Was, all right, we'll see what happens. You know, maybe it might be good. And it turned out great. Turned out really great. Fantastic Four, I'm like, every time they do this movie, it's
Yes.
Yeah. It's why Marvel did what they did and brought up what was their B team at the time. I mean, most people don't realize when they started with Iron Man, Marvel comics, the comics that were being sold, the shows that were being made did not feature the Avengers. The comics that were being sold the most of were not Avengers comics. None of those heroes. Hulk, maybe Hulk, but that's pressing it. Those heroes hadn't been household names in at least 30 years. That's why Fantastic Four was made when it was. That's why we got Tobey Maguire Spider-Man and then Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, because that was their A team, was Fantastic Four and Spider-Man. So Marvel decided to take a chance. They said, okay, well, let's try the Avengers. You know, the Spider-Man movies are doing great, but they're not doing what we need them to do.
Yeah.
The Fantastic Four movie, the first one, it did really well, but it wasn't phenomenal. The second one doesn't exist. So
I like the second
they decided
Fantastic Four movie. I don't care.
Yeah.
Just like I like Brandon Routh's Superman.
Yeah, Mr. Hot Take. But they decided to take a chance on their B team. That's why, you know, especially Ben and John have heard me over and over and over again. I think DC should do the same thing. Fuck the Justice League. We don't need them. You know, the Justice League have been household names for years, and you can't give us anything more than a fucking Batman movie here or there.
Yeah.
So give us the Justice Society. Take the fucking chance. Don't think that the Justice League is all you have. Don't think the Justice League is all that you have. You have the Justice Society.
I think that the problem with Marvel and with DC is that they want it to work so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They want the Justice League, and they think that this is their framework. If they get the Justice League to work, then everything else, every other character that isn't as mainstream, that isn't as well known, will then fall into place.
Yeah.
But like, everybody knows Superman's story. Everybody knows Batman's story. Even if you haven't read a comic book in your goddamn life, you know their story.
Yeah.
So getting new people into it is showing them new heroes.
Yeah.
Right. But, you know, like I said, I'm really... And also, can we talk about Galactus? The look for Galactus in the trailers has impressed me. I've always enjoyed the character of Galactus in Marvel Comics, in the shows, in the video games, especially the Lego video game. He was a fucking menace. Like, I know that sounds like weird, like, oh, this guy likes Lego video games. You're damn right I do. Lego Batman 2 is the greatest Lego game ever made, and if you think otherwise, you're fucking wrong.
Not like the Lego
Any
games.
true
I mean, come on.
DC or Marvel fan loves the Lego.
Games, I don't trust you.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, I love Galactus. And so to see him done up the way they had him in the trailer for this movie, I was like, all right, let's go. Let's do this.
Can't wait to see Spider-Man punch him in the face.
I want to see. I will say, when it comes to Marvel, though, there are movies I am looking forward to. It's the big one that they're planning, bringing back the original X-Men. Now I know we're already being told they're going to reset it after that movie. Then they're resetting everything. So like all the things we're watching right now, Endgame, which, you know, like I said, was my story that I was going to leave. Everything before Endgame, they're going to reset.
Which, how do we feel about them like reusing actors and stuff like that? Because it gives me a tism.
having Robert Downey Jr. come back as Doctor Doom is going kind of irritating, but I want to see if they're going to go with the comic books I think they're trying to go with, in which Doctor Doom inhabits Tony's body.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. Yeah, fair.
If they do it like that, if they play it like that, or like Tony inhabiting Doom's body, whatever, if they play it in that sense, I think it's going to work. Otherwise, if you just have Robert Downey Jr. playing Victor Von Doom, it's too early past Iron Man.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna be like that. Nah, you're Iron Man. Nah, you're Iron
Yeah,
Man. Like
right.
The entire movie. Nah, you're Iron Man.
Yeah, I if they do it if they just leave it at that, I don't think it's going to work well, and I think it's going to bomb. Which is why I think they're already having the let's set it up to reset everything just in case this fails.
Yeah.
Because it feels kind of like a safeguard.
If you do not watch any Marvel between Endgame and Fantastic Four, bare minimum watch Thunderbolts.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good.
I gotta say, I'm loving some of the characters they are bringing into the movies for Marvel.
Oh.
I'll be 100%. Red Guardian has been a favorite of mine for a long time because Red Guardian comes from some of the greatest points in history. Red Guardian was born in the 50s. Okay. He was born because Captain America, comics, for those of you that don't read comics, every so often they reset the comic book world because now they've got to update it to the new world. What's going on now?
Yeah.
Captain America, when he first came out in the 40s, he was fighting Hitler. That's because World War II was going on at the time. Fast forward 10 years, they reset the comic books. Captain America's not fighting Nazis anymore. He's fighting commies now. We can't really just use, the Russian person, their president, their czar, as the bad guy anymore. We can't use Red Skull anymore. Like, those are the old comics that we have. Well, if the U.S. tested a super soldier serum, trusted to believe the Ruskies tried their own super soldier serum. So who do they have? Red Guardian. And Red Guardian and Captain America mashups in the comics in the 50s, 60s, 70s were some of my favorite mashups of all time. Like, if it's not Captain America fighting Red Skull, it's Captain America fighting Red Guardian for me.
And David Harbour as Red Guardian is so great. I love it.
And the accent, he does that accent a little too well. It's almost like what Hannah says about mine. How can you slip into it like this? And it sounds natural, looks natural, like you don't question it.
It's all that Thomas Hopper in a Russian prison.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited to see this character. I want to see what happens, but again, I know I'm not going to get what I got in the comic books. I'm not getting Steve Rogers fighting Red Guardian. I'm getting Sam Wilson. But don't get me wrong. Having read the actual Infinity War saga in the comics, yes, Steve dies in that battle. And Sam Wilson does take up the mantle. Except for the only difference was Sam Wilson in the comics, his name wasn't Sam Wilson. Because Sam Wilson and Falcon didn't exist for the longest time. When the original Infinity War saga comics came out, there was a different black man that was Captain America's sidekick. And when Steve Rogers dies in the Infinity War, He picks up Captain America's shield and becomes Captain America himself. We get the first Black Captain America. But I like the nod of Sam Wilson taking on that role. I really do. The character I'm talking about, if you watch the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series, that one older black gentleman they go to visit his house, that's who the Black Captain America is supposed to be in the comics. That was, I think his name was like First Sergeant, or like his hero name was like First Sergeant something. Or like Sergeant Freedom or something along those lines.
I can't remember his actual name either, but I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah. But that's his name.
I'm very Canadian here, but I really am not a fan of Captain America.
You know, and like, don't get me wrong, like, I understand why people aren't fans of Superman and why people aren't fans of Captain America. They can be very overpowering if you don't write them the right way. If you don't showcase them in the right way, you've got this overpowered god.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I get the hate on Captain America a little bit more than I do on Superman personally. So I'm a little with Ray on that.
I can't.
No, I don't. But he's definitely on the again lower tier list.
I think
for me,
the only reason why I'm not a fan of Captain America is when I was introduced to Captain America, it wasn't through the comics, it was through the movie. It was a lot, because then after I was like, I was in a comic book store and I saw a comic and all that jazz, and I feel like I was more disappointed with the take of the movie than I was with the comic, and I just haven't been able to look at Captain America the same.
Fair enough.
I can't remember which comic it was I picked up, though.
Yeah.
There's so many.
But yeah, you know, I don't know who to love more now, though. I will say that when it comes to them putting out the movies, Marvel has done their due diligence. When they did the Avengers, when they did the Avengers and they took their time and they built those stories all the way up to Endgame, it was, they did their due diligence. They didn't rush them. They took care of the characters. So I know they're going to do that moving forward now. James Gunn doing what he did with Superman. He took care of the character, and he brought a new look and vision to what we had before. If he takes his time, like I believe he's going to, it's really going to be a hard-fought battle for fans of both Marvel and DC.
Yeah.
And their wallets. 100%. Because not only do we have the movies trying to outdo each other in the theaters, you have the stuff that the movie theaters are selling trying to outdo each other. And yep, I'm talking about the cups. I'm talking about the popcorn bucket. Popcorn buckets in the last 10 years, or in the last 5 years, have gotten better and better and better. Popcorn bucket makers are now making them into collectible things. And I've fallen sucker to that on 3 movies so far, about to make it 4. I've fallen sucker from Top Gun Maverick. I've got Mav's helmet, popcorn bucket. I fell victim to the Minecraft movie.
Of course you did.
And you bet your ass I fell victim to Superman. The fourth one that I was talking about isn't Fantastic Four, though, surprisingly enough. It's Jurassic Park. There's 2.
Have you seen the other popcorn bucket, though? The one where it's like a actual popcorn machine and he's heating up the lamp?
Yes. Dude, I kind of want that one. I'll tell you which one I really wanted was the Crypto's Dog Bowl.
Yeah.
I wanted Crypto's Dog Bowl so bad. But they have gotten absolutely wild and crazy with the popcorn buckets because the horror movie that came out earlier this year, The Monkey, is literally the monkey with the drum, and the drum is the popcorn bucket. It's so cool. I want it so bad. Yeah.
I fell victim to the popcorn bucket for the death of a unicorn. I fell victim to that horror movie popcorn bucket. I don't know where it is, but I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah. They're only getting better and better. Like, again, the guy was like, I go in to buy, we got our tickets, we're ready to go, we're about to go see the movie. And I was like, yeah, I want the popcorn bucket. And he goes, and I see the collector's cup. I was like, I want one of them too. He goes, we don't have the topper anymore. I was like, I don't care about the topper. I want the goddamn cup. This cup's cool as shit. Because, okay, one is textured. You can kind of see it. It's textured. It's kind of a rubberish material. The cape flips up. It all goes down to the trunks. I'm like, yeah. So I've seen them on eBay. I've seen the toppers on eBay. I'm going to get me one. They have 3 different toppers. They have Superman, they have the emblem, and they have Crypto. It looks as if the emblem is the easiest one to get a hold of. Superman is second, and Crypto's the rarest. So I'm going to try to get me a topper for, I don't personally would like to get Crypto, but I don't care which one I get. If I can find just the topper for it. But anyway, like they got me good. And like AMC with Jurassic World Rebirth, they had the giant ass fucking dinosaur T-Rex footprint. I knew I had to get that one, but the one that I really fucking want, that I really gotta have, is the popcorn bucket mixed with the drink container from Regal or Cinemark. I don't remember where, but it's got the dinosaur embryo inside of it. And it lights up.
Yeah, my wallet's happy I don't live in an area where I don't have theaters that sell that stuff. There is one, it's like an hour away, but I would have to spend a minimum of $120, and half of that is just on the stuff.
Yeah.
I don't have to spend like $40 on gas.
Yeah.
Oh no.
If I want anything like that. So I'm kind of glad I live in an area where that's not readily available. To a degree.
If I were to get a popcorn bucket, though, for the new Fantastic Four movie, I'd probably have to get Galactus's head. Have y'all seen that one?
No.
Dude, it's wild. Let me see if I can pull it up. The one that's made controversy, though, is the one of Reed Richards reaching around the popcorn bucket to grab onto it. Because if you pose it just the right way, it doesn't look like his arm. If you look at it from the right direction, it does not look like his arm.
Of course, the Pedro Pascales have figured out how to make it not look like his arm.
Oh yeah, here we go. So just
they had the car for one of them.
I don't know what you're saying right now.
Load here.
So here we go. Here's Galactus, the dude's head.
I can't.
That's...
Yeah.
What is happening?
Question.
The one that's really cool that I like, actually, another one that I like is this one that showcases the powers of each one, but it's just a typical bucket. But yeah, let me. Okay. It's a little blurry, But here's view number one, okay, of the reach around popcorn bucket. Okay, clearly tell us this hand.
Not a fan of that one.
The reach around popcorn.
The
That's
reach
what I.
around
That's where
popcorn
my
bucket.
head was. It's like he's calling it the reach around
Two.
bucket.
To be fair, it does kind of look like a reach around bucket.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
no.
mean, he's just not reaching around with his arm.
Yeah.
Let's hope it's
He's
his arm.
pulling a Ray Ray from Scary Movie.
They have the car, which I think is kind of
Okay.
cool as
That
well.
one is pretty cool.
That is
And then
Okay, but the thing about the car, can you close the lid and keep your popcorn inside safe?
no, the car one is meant for display. A lot of these popcorn buckets aren't really meant to be buckets, anyways. They're probably meant for more display. Like the one I've got, I've been using as a piggy bank. The one for Superman, been using it as a piggy bank.
I know, but imagine how cool that would have been.
But yeah, here's the last one. It's a robot, so you get popcorn in the back, candy in the front. It also doubles as a drink for the head.
No,
Cool.
even one part that fails, like the rest of the snacks are ruined.
Yeah.
And then it's also, I think it's talks too, where it lights up, something like that.
Okay.
But all I know, I will say now, movies that have come out that I would love to, or movies that are being talked about that I would love to see come out now, so I could get popcorn buckets made off of them. CBS Paramount, you've heard me plenty of times on my other podcast, release Star Trek 4 with Chris Pine and the crew, okay? Because I know I can see it. I can see it right fucking now. Ben, you're laughing your ass off, but you know, okay, I can see it right now. The popcorn
Not
bucket
laughing at
is
you.
USS
I'm
Enterprise.
laughing at the other member of the peanut gallery that's in
Ah. But yeah. You know, here's your popcorn bucket. You open up the lid to the saucer section, that's where your popcorn goes, but it's the entire ship. Okay, I know that would be a popcorn bucket for the Star Trek movie. So give me a Star Trek movie, please, like right now, so I can get the popcorn bucket.
I'm getting the Avatar bucket. If they have a bucket, I'm getting it.
She needs to go potty.
I feel like the ridiculous popcorn bucket started with Dune. A while back.
I think so.
And they came out with the popcorn bucket that is very suspicious.
The Glug Glug 9000?
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm fine with it because I will collect the shit out of them. I don't care.
I think my Death of like the. By the way, if y'all haven't seen Death of a Unicorn, oh, I love that movie. I feel like I would like totally nerd out to talking about this movie on like another episode. But just for like a little brief, it takes the original lore of unicorns and like the actual what they were depicted as in medieval times and just brought it to life in a movie. Anyways, if I remember correctly, it was like the hoof of the horse, the bucket was, and it was just so cool. I loved it. I recommend you guys watching it. It's such a good movie. I saw it in theaters. The actress that plays Wednesday in the Wednesday Netflix series, she's in this movie. Yeah, she's in this movie as well.
For Batman, I can see a Batman, much like the Galactus head, except for the top of the cow comes off, like the ears come off, and then there's your popcorn. Much, hopefully not like the Deadpool or Wolverine ones, where you take the popcorn out of their mouth. A little bit disturbing, but all right.
They did
Honestly,
that for a reason.
For the mouth, it works though.
Yeah.
They did that for reasons and not for popcorn reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Much like the Doom bucket. But now, you know, give me another cool one. If they ever, The Simpsons got their own movie. Why can't Futurama have a movie? Give me a Futurama movie because I can see it now. The popcorn bucket is the Planet Express ship. And I'd buy the hell out of that.
Give me a Leela head.
Saw that one coming.
Give me a Leela head that looks like the fucking Wolverine head.
And I saw that coming.
Saw it coming from a mile away.
I think all of us did.
Yeah.
I know we're getting a Lanterns show, but if we ever get a Lanterns movie, Popcorn Bucket is the Lantern.
I was gonna say it better be the Lantern, or I will lose my mind.
Be the power.
Right,
battery.
I would riot.
Or a big ass ring would be cool too, though.
Oh yeah.
Like the ring that you can put on your cup. Little cup.
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Like okay, so the ring, the front part of the ring opens up for your popcorn, and then when you're done with the popcorn, the ring part sits your cup holder.
Or they could do what they did for your Superman cup and do like a suit detailed cup with like the lantern as a topper. See, we're making good ideas. Cinemas, hire us for bucket and drink ideas. Come on.
Fucking right. I got y'all. Shit, I'd make us all rich.
Holy bro.
But let's see. Last but not least, okay, if you had to put yourself in one fandom, one fandom that's got some movies coming out right now, who are you choosing?
Oh no.
That's got movies coming out right now?
Right now?
Yeah, so like, you got Marvel, you have
DC.
You've got
Yeah. You know what? That's fair. Thank you.
What?
DC.
Em just gave me my answer. So thank you.
What's your answer?
Avatar.
Avatar? Yeah. Yeah, so
What
you got the
movies
Avatar
are coming
movie.
out? I feel like I'm so behind in movies coming out.
Let's look up.
Let's face it, like movies coming out in Canada, because some movies that you guys get in the US, we don't get in Canada.
We've got Marvel,
some of them.
We've
Some
got
of them
Jurassic,
are like,
we've got DC, we've got hell.
I didn't know that was a.
I mean,
I'm torn right now because Jurassic World Rebirth, when it came, but right before it came out, everyone was hyping up to see it, and then as it came out, I haven't heard shit about it since, except for a couple negative reviews.
I have.
I tried to watch it.
So.
Yeah, and so
I tried to watch it.
I don't know because I haven't seen it myself yet, but the fact that it's not being talked about after it's
makes
released,
it really suspicious.
Yeah. But then again, I wonder though if it's turning into like a Jurassic Park 3 type conversation, because a lot of people will be like, "Oh, Jurassic Park 3 sucks." No, fuck you. Okay, you suck, and I'll tell you why. Jurassic Park 3 had the fucking pterodons, and fucking pterodons cool as shit, and Spinosaurus. Okay, and while he might not be a scientifically accurate Spinosaurus, if I fucking play that ringtone next to you in the middle of the woods, I bet your ass is still running. I bet your ass is still running. So don't fucking tell me that movie sucked. Because I will prove it to you. I've got 14-acre farm, and I will fucking take you out there to go camping, and in the middle of fucking night, I'll just have my phone play that ringtone, and I'll watch you.
All right. Let's go. I was not a fan of Jurassic of the third one.
My rating, and now this is where I become Mr. Hot Take, John. My ratings for Jurassic Park, or the Jurassic franchise. First movie, third movie. Jurassic World, Dominion.
Ugh.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't like Dominion. I did.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you why in a minute. After those four, then Lost World, then Jurassic World 2, then Jurassic Park 2, Lost World. I'll tell you why I like Dominion.
I would actually agree with that particular
Yeah, I
ranking.
actually agree with it completely.
I'll tell you why I like Dominion.
Because I watched it in French, not English, and the French one is a lot more complicated than the English one.
Yeah. I love Dominion for the sole fact we get to see the big three again.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that was good. I like that.
It's 100% a nostalgia play, and I know that. Like if you take those three actors, you take Alan Grant, you take Ellie Sattler, and you take Malcolm out of it, I probably would be like everyone else and say, "Oh, this sucks." Honestly, because the story could have been a lot better. It could have done a lot better. They could have done a lot more with it than what they did. I will admit that, which is why it's low on my list. But it's because of those three being in there. It's because we finally get closure between Alan and Ellie. We finally get that kiss. Okay, I love it. I enjoy that movie. But Jurassic Park, the first one, will always be the best one.
Yeah.
You will never come close to it again.
My all-time favorite character is Blue. Everybody can fight me on that. Blue's my favorite.
Fuck you! I'm a Rexy motherfucker. Give me Rexy.
Nah,
Rexy is Spino. I fucking love Spino.
Blue's adorable.
No. I love Blue. Don't get me wrong. I love Blue, but like, nah. I like Spino.
Yeah, he was cool, but I don't know. I saw Blue and just was like, oh, it's so cute. I just want to squeeze his face. Probably get my face ripped off in the process, but I just want to squeeze his face.
Yeah. But no, like I said, Rebirth I don't think it did what everybody was thinking it was going to do.
Yeah.
Like I said, I haven't seen it. I want to, though. But what I will say kills Jurassic World's franchise for me is the exact reason that I know, or is the exact thing that I know would happen in real life. 100%. Okay. In the original Jurassic Park movies, they clone the DNA and they fill it in with frog species DNA. And that was meant to, as a ploy because even then we knew we don't understand everything about dinosaurs. That was put in as a ploy to go and, hey, if these dinosaurs don't look correct down the line, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years down the line, it's because of the frog DNA. And they even say that in the movie. They even say that in the first movie. These animals would look much different if we had their full sequencing.
Yeah.
Jurassic World. Okay, when we get to Jurassic World, understand that it has been operating so long as what Jurassic Park had been, just the regular dinosaurs, run-of-the-mill dinosaurs. It had been operating so long as a dinosaur zoo that it looked like every other zoo to everyone that would go there.
Yeah.
And so they genetically modify dinosaurs to get new exhibits and new species to keep people wanting to come back. That's how long Jurassic World has been around. And that's exactly what would happen. But it's also what pisses me off about Jurassic World is the genetic modification in that franchise. The D-Rex, even in the trailers, I didn't care for the look of the D-Rex. I'm like, really? This is gonna be stupid. Is what my thought was. I'm not gonna lie, and that's me, an avid Jurassic Park fan. You know, an avid. Those are my favorite movies of all time. You know, I don't like the genetic modification, but I know it's real. I know it would genuinely fucking happen because it's genuinely happening now. The cloning of the first mammoth.
Because humans can't leave things alone.
Yeah, the cloning of the first mammoth is not going to be a 100% mammoth.
If it's dead, leave it alone. If it's not found, leave it alone.
The dire wolves that were just born earlier this year aren't full dire wolves. They're genetically modified.
Tigers.
Yeah. So, but also one of the lines in that movie is very hilarious. What's next? Verizon Wireless-osaurus? You're talking about these companies, naming everything, taking over the ballparks and shit. Again, as a baseball fan, I will never call it Globe Life, or I call the new one Globe Life Field because it was built as Globe Life Field. But when you talk about the old Ranger Stadium, which is now Choctaw something or other Stadium, that will always and forever be the ballpark at Arlington to me.
Yeah.
It's not Minute Maid Park. It's not Daikon Park. It's the Astrodome. It will always be the Astrodome to me. You will never get me to call it anything else. Someone takes over Wrigley Field and renames it? No, I will forever call it Wrigley Field. It's Yankee Stadium and Red Sox Stadium. I don't give a fuck.
What is my hair?
It's funny. I wouldn't put it past them. In a real life situation, a park like that would need sponsors, and those sponsors are going to want their name somewhere on a goddamn dinosaur. Verizonosaurus.
It's going to be running by with a cape that says Verizon.
Right?
When the dinosaurs around, people with like Verizon Mobile or whatever have like full bars or whatever.
They'd probably use it in a goddamn commercial. Our internet is so fast a T-Rex can't outrun it.
They're going to genetically modify the roar to be a ringtone.
Yeah.
Oh my
If they were
God,
to genetically modify a roar to sound like a ringtone, it better be that one.
What's that old Nokia ringtone?
Hello, or hello, Moto.
Oh no! They'll modify the roar to be. They'll modify the roar to be all right. Microsoftosaurus Rex. All right, everybody, he's about to roar.
Bump. Dump. Or whenever like the Microsoft would like freeze.
The Air 404.
Yep.
No.
I love how we're just sitting here. Like, we went from talking about the new Superman movie to like
Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore, then back to DC versus Marvel, and like what we think is going to come of the future. Now we're bashing like big companies wanting to name dinosaurs. Like,
yeah, we're bashing Jurassic World. All right.
This podcast episode for episode 1 is literally showing how chaotic Nerdstown is going to be in the future episodes.
Oh, you have no idea. Go listen to Two Captains, especially the later
episodes. Like, we never ever stay on topic ever.
No.
Oh, I binged watched your guys'.
We're on topic for like maybe 30 minutes.
Yeah,
maybe 30 minutes we're on topic, and then it's just
absolute chaos.
But don't get us wrong, we're still talking about Star Trek, mind you. Like it's still Trek, but it is not what we're supposed to be talking about. Like this next episode is going to be Enterprise seasons 3 and 4.
Oh,
And I guarantee we're not going to talk about it more than maybe a few minutes.
Yeah.
probably.
But no,
I just find it's funny because it sets the tone for what our listeners or our viewers are to expect for episodes to come. And just think there's going to be other people in the episodes that are to come. So there's going to be different opinions. There's going to be more chaos. There's going to be more like debates. So it's definitely a sneak peek into what is to come.
Yeah. And we've got it all for you guys. Like I said in the intro, it's very much each one of us has something that we know more than anyone else knows in the world about. For me, that's The Flash. For John, it's Star Trek. Ben, it's horror movies and Star Wars. Ray, your horror movies and, fucking off the wall independent film shit. So it's we're gonna sit here and tear it up. We have dedicated episodes to dedicated things. I just want to go ahead and get on this, want to talk about Superman because it just came out. It's a hot subject right now. Had to get that in. Want to talk about Happy Gilmore. It is a hot subject right now. Had to get that in. And then wanted to talk a little bit about Fantastic Four, just because it's about to be a hot topic. With it having just released, I think it's going to be a couple days. We might hit more on it next week than anything, but
I definitely think anybody, like, if we want to be more in depth, I feel like we all should watch the movie when it comes out, like before the next podcast episode. If we want to touch base on the Fantastic Four, I'm going to be 100% honest. I don't like the Fantastic Four. I don't know if it's because when the Fantastic Four first came out, like the original movies, the way that they depicted Invisible Girl or whatever her name was, I just wasn't a fan of it. But so I'm gonna try and go in with a positive attitude to it, but hopefully they prove me wrong, I guess.
I will say, when they announced what suits they were to have them in, I was thoroughly impressed.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, comic accurate.
This design is amazing. Like I said, I'm very much a costume person, like set, prop, everything. Questions and stuff like that. Anybody wants answers to stuff like that, definitely. I don't want to like toot my own horn, but I'm one that takes apart everything. Like from the way that they design the suits, the way that they do their hair, their makeup, to prop and set, the whole shebang. That is the type of person you will find me in a movie theater tearing apart everything. So I'm definitely probably going to be one of the harshest for superhero movies going in there. I'm always a harsh person because I'm very nitpicky about it. So hopefully with a fresh mindset, Fantastic Four won't be so bad.
Yeah. And
it can't be, I'm sorry, but it can't be any worse than what we've had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of where I'm at with it. It can't be any worse.
Yeah. As long as we don't gotta walking around neon orange, like I understand that he's bright orange, but the way that they depicted him in the original movies was just like,
yeah.
I beg your pardon?
You plug his ass in and he's a neon light to guide you into the bar. Also, I caught myself, reminded myself of a video I watched a couple weeks ago, or about a week ago, when Superman first came out. This guy was like, comic accurate is not a real term when it comes to superhero movies. And I watched this full video because I'm like, okay, let's see where he's going with this, because he could be right. He could also be very wrong in that same breath if he doesn't do it just right.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he was very wrong. Because when it comes to it, yes, it's very hard to make a comic accurate movie just for the simple fact you don't want to copy and paste. You don't want to do that because why waste the money, a budget, getting actors and all that shit just to put what's already out there in print form? You know,
It's to bring it to life. Like
That's
a
like
lot
saying,
of
I don't know. To me, that's like saying you can't make a book or a movie from a book accurate. That's not.
yeah, right.
It's literally
You know,
right there for you. What do you mean?
yeah, it's but you can get like where it comes in where it comes into with the Superman movie being comic accurate. There has been a baseline for the character that has been set in stone
Mhm.
for almost 80 years now. Actually, over 80 years.
Yep.
Superman is a lighthearted, goofy, will get the job done, everybody's friend kind of person, beacon of hope. That is who Superman is. He comes from Krypton. He is an alien. He's always seen himself as an immigrant, will label himself an immigrant when given the opportunity, when talking about.
Yeah.
He's very much for truth, justice. I forget what the new tagline is, what they end it with now. But it used to be better tomorrow. He's very much for truth, justice, and a better tomorrow. That is who Superman is. That is who Superman will always be. Clark Kent is clumsy. How do I describe him?
Aloof.
He's a bookworm.
In the sense of like not quite all the way put together.
No. Like he's
Aloof.
He's clumsy. He's a goof. He's this.
I always viewed Clark Kent as like a bookworm.
He's a clumsy, timid.
There you go.
Very clumsy, very timid, not very outspoken.
Right.
Clumsy, timid, academic.
He has like a mild stutter when he gets anxious.
He's mild mannered. That's
yeah.
So he's very much a mild mannered reporter.
Basically every nerd.
But if you write the character for your movie that way, baseline.
Yeah.
Okay, baseline that's comic accurate. Now to get a little bit better, you start researching certain comics. Pull from which comics you want to use. Well, this happened this time. Well, now he's even more comic accurate. Okay, he has heat vision. He has freeze breath or a strong breath, wind.
Super breath.
He's got super hearing, super strength, super speed.
He is Superman. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. X-ray vision. Here's where you could get really. This is where it's going to differ. Can he leap a building in a single bound, or can he fly? Because the original Superman, the 1939 version of Superman in the comics, could only leap a tall building in a single bound. He could not fly yet. Couldn't fly for another 10 years.
Yep.
It was another 10 years before Superman took flight. Baseline, you put those powers in there, baseline comic accurate. You can. What you got with Snyder, was Zack Snyder, is you got a guy who is always ready to stand up business, which, yeah, sure, that's Superman. You got a guy that's always ready to stand up business. and looks more like a Greek god and acts more like a Greek god than a beacon of hope. That's why he's not comic accurate.
Yeah.
Baseline, sure, he's comic accurate, but when you have him acting like a Greek god rather than everyone's best friend, you have fucked up.
Yeah.
You know, what I really love, what really got me with Zack Snyder's Superman is Superman, you put him in handcuffs. Yeah, he could. Bink. And it's over and done with. Superman would not do that. He'd sit there in them until you took them off. You know, the only comic version I can see for Zack Snyder's Superman would be Absolute Superman, the fallen god Superman. Those are the only ones I could see.
Those are only recent
Zack
comics
Snyder
too, only coming out in like the last couple years or so.
Yeah.
Hey, I like to refer to Superman as a chaotic neutral, or like a neutral good, where like he follows the laws, but he also like follows what he thinks is right as well.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes
I'd
sense.
say he'd be like a chaotic good, not like a chaotic neutral, but like a chaotic.
I didn't mean to say chaotic neutral.
Oh.
I meant like a neutral good. So like there's lawful good, and then there's neutral good, and then there's like chaotic good.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with neutral good.
Yeah.
I came across a post that actually shared the same view as that, where it was like how people view like Wonder Woman, Superman, and Batman, where Superman was like lawful good, Wonder Woman was like neutral good, and then Batman was chaotic good. And then I was like, I feel like it would be the other way around, because Batman follows the rules and the law. He works with, like, in some depiction he does that, but it's, I don't know. My personal opinion is Superman is a neutral good.
I'd put Batman as a lawful good.
Yeah.
And put Wonder Woman as the chaotic good.
Oh,
because
yeah.
Batman works within the law as much as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are sometimes he will come outside the law to do what he has to do. But 9 times out of 10, he works within the law. He works within the confines and the bounding of the law. He's a detective.
Yeah.
That is who Batman is.
I think a lot of it depends on what iteration of the character you're talking about. Like,
yeah,
like I would say Keaton's Batman, I would say falls under chaotic neutral at best. I like Keaton's Batman. Don't get me wrong, but like, and then you have like Adam West's Batman, who's lawful fucking good all the goddamn way.
It also depends.
Holy LSD, Batman.
Yeah. But I mean, like, it depends. Even different comic interpretations of the characters, I think, as far as alignment goes, it just kind of depends on what iteration you're talking about.
I feel like we could all agree, though, like, Wonder Woman, she's great and all, but she does not give, like, she gives zero fucks what anybody thinks. Like, she has her own rules. She has her own laws. Like, her being, I'm going to say this wrong, Amazonian? Am I saying that right?
She's an Amazon.
Like, yeah. And we're like, I feel like between those three, I feel like she definitely fall in the chaotic good, where she does stuff for good, but it's within her beliefs of what she thinks is good.
Yeah.
Is really hot, in my opinion. That's why I said I can't make any inputs on the Wonder Woman movies.
But see, you know, and then when it comes to casting in the future for the DC universe, it's a struggle for me. Ben and me have been fighting over this struggle for a long time, and it's about one character. Ben knows my struggle for this character, and it's the Flash. I want to see, as much as David Cornsweet's Superman is what we really get in the animated shows as Superman. I want the same done for Flash. I want the Flash that could sit there, go into the bar with Orion and Batman, and instead of kicking the shit out of Trickster, talk to him, get him to turn himself in, and get him to give him the information that he needs to get the job done.
Oh, and don't forget to turn yourself in after you're done with your drink. Got me again, Flash.
Oh, Jen? Yeah.
Go play the darts.
That one team. That is who I want as Flash, and don't get me wrong, I love Grant Gustin as Flash. I will always love Grant Gustin as Flash. He is the Flash to me. He would not be my pick for a DCU Flash if we get that version of Flash. I want someone else to the role because there's someone that would fit that a lot better than Grant. Who? I don't know. But I know Grant, you know, now on the mural we saw in the Hall of Justice, which has been released, if you've seen the whole thing, there are two speedsters. One is Jay Garrick, the other one is Max Mercury. If we go the route of having those heroes show up, I think Grant would make a perfect Max Mercury.
Ooh, yeah.
When you read the Justice Society comics, the CW Flash is Max Mercury.
Mm-hmm.
Like, side by side, it's the same character. I would, if we're going to get those heroes, give me Grant as Max Mercury and give me a different Barry Allen. Give me someone who fits my vision, what I see, you know. But give me John Wesley or Jay Garrick, because I will accept nothing else.
I'm gonna backtrack to a point you made earlier in this episode about like we have the Justice League, but like maybe we should try a different like group, like the way the Spider-Man and like Fantastic Four and then the Avengers. I agree with that statement because there isn't just the Justice League. Like there is like the Young Justice, but that's a whole other ball game, and then there's the Teen Titans, which is another whole other ball game. So I feel like they could take a step back. The DC universe could take a step back from just Wonder Woman and like the whole Justice League and focus on other groups because there are other groups that have been introduced in the DC universe.
And for those of you that are at home or wherever the fuck you're at listening to this and saying, oh, well, if you want the Justice Society, why do we get Superman? Guess what? Before the Justice League was formed in the 60s, Superman and Batman were part of the Justice Society.
Yeah.
That way we can still get them and get the Justice Society.
Okay, solved.
Also, fan castings for Batman. Let's talk about this. Me and Ben have been fighting. Not us. We've been fighting the fan casters. Okay, me and Ben have been absolutely fighting fan casters because there's two of them that I just want to slap some people for. Okay. David Cornsweet's Superman is 33 years old. That is confirmed in the opening scene of the movie. He is 33.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying Jensen Ackles or Alan Richardson. Do not get me wrong. I love both of them.
They're great.
Love both of them. Jensen has been voicing Batman and Red Hood. Would I love to see him don the suit in live action? You bet your ass, but not against this Superman. Not with this Superman. He's too old. Alan Richardson, the same thing. He's too old.
Yeah.
Now, I do want Alan
And he
Richardson.
just doesn't match. I don't know. He just doesn't match him
Yeah.
at
Now,
all.
I do want Alan Richardson in my DCU. Me and Ben saw this as a fan cast, and we fucking love this. John, I'm going to watch your face here because it's going to be good. Alan Richardson as Booster Gold. Yeah. Yeah, like you wouldn't know, you wouldn't necessarily do it. Yeah, like you wouldn't necessarily think about it, but all of a sudden you're like, I fucking love that. Actually, yeah. That's exactly what me and Ben had.
Okay, I'm looking at him, and all I can see is.
The only other place I would put him is Aquaman, but of course you'd have to, dye his beard or get rid of it. I don't see Jensen as Batman, especially not against David Cornswit's Superman. They're trying to go lighter for the characters anyways. And I'm under the impression that when we do get Batman, he will be light gray suit, black trunks, black cape, black cowl. We're getting comic Batman, and I love it.
I love that. I'm already a fan of it.
There have been a few actors that, we put out for it that I'm not totally against. There was something Ben pulled up last night that we went through. That most of the choices they have were like, I don't know. Like, these people could do it, but there's someone better and we know it. We just can't figure out who. So I want to know from you, Ray and John, who's y'all's Batman fan cast?
Oh, I don't know, to be honest. I feel like I'd have to think about it a lot more. So I'm not too sure, to be honest.
Give me a minute.
Because like a lot of the people that I would pick
Sounds like let me cook.
Older.
Who's your Batman fan casting?
Because originally one of the ones I was wanting was one of the ones you pissed at. But,
who's that?
Jensen Ackles.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, if you did Jensen Ackles right, like if you shaved him up and like cleaned him up a bit, like he could look under 30.
And yeah, like don't get me wrong, and I realize that, but it's just the fact that like Jensen is not
He's not Batman. I could see Jensen as like a Thomas Wayne.
Yeah, I would put Jensen Ackles more as Thomas Wayne than I would Bruce Wayne.
Him's like, that's the Winchester, not
hot take.
That's the Winchester.
Possibly.
Not...
I don't know. I kind of want to watch Chris's reaction and gauge this. I think Zac Efron could make a good Batman.
Oh,
I didn't even think about Zac Efron.
Neither did I until I'm like looking at pictures here, and then I'm like,
I don't hate it. I don't hate it either.
Sounds blasphemous in my head.
Right, like it
sounds bad. That's why I was like, I kind of want to watch Chris's reaction.
But then again,
think about it.
Then again, we all doubted.
Voice is doing something for the autism.
We all doubted, though. We all doubted Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Okay.
Even just Robert Pattinson coming back to play Batman just a little bit differently.
That would be nice.
Yeah, okay, so love Robert Pattinson, but M just pulled up a video of Nate Mann and him actually speaking. She just sent it to you. Listen to him actually speak.
I'll do that when we get off the podcast. But yeah.
Yeah, I will do it.
But no,
if I had to go with the final choice, I'd say Zac Efron.
Zac Efron sounds like a bad choice, but again, we all doubted Robert Pattinson, and he did wonderful.
Hold on, I can pull it up on my phone.
Okay.
Doubting Zac Efron.
M said violently no. So why are you saying no?
Troy Bolton. Troy Bolton is not Batman.
Could be
I
Batman.
mean, that's where I was at. Hold on, let me come over there.
No,
Troy Bolton.
See, and I knew that was going to be a
that are in
controversial
this
fan
podcast had the
casting
same
pick.
thought as I did. Just picturing Troy from High School Musical.
You can bet on it.
I mean-
It's been so long since he's done that, and he's grown up so much and done so many other things.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I still very much, when I think of him, I automatically go to High School Musical.
Or
You
the
can bet on
guy
it.
from First Grade.
Or I think of Ted Bundy.
Okay.
It's
Alright.
Troy Bolton or
But,
Ted
I mean-
Bundy.
Yeah, Ted Bundy can't be Batman. She's right.
But oh, damn.
That sounds like every Batman I've ever heard. That's perfect. Vocally wise. Have I
Vocally,
said
he looks just. I mean, I'm sold on him. I'm pretty sold on.
He could be Bruce.
Ben, one of the ones that you talked to me about last night.
Yeah, that one's good too.
John,
I'm listening.
you're gonna like one of Ben's fan casts for
I'm
Batman.
listening.
Ethan Peck.
Ooh.
I
Ooh,
know.
I can see that. Ooh, that's a good choice. I like that one.
Yeah,
Is
I
it
don't even know.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Thank you, World Spock.
That spot. Ooh, wait.
Yeah, I could see Ethan Peck being Batman.
I can too.
And as far as those two choices, my two fan cast choices, I feel like they just, as far as fan castings go, they align so much with our Superman.
Mm-hmm.
In comparison to every other fan casting, they align too much with our current Superman too.
I have to say,
all I know is, like I said, when it comes down to it, I trust James Gunn because of what he did with Superman. I think we can safely put our trust in him to know that he's going to take care of our heroes,
Yeah.
of our characters, and give us something that we're going to enjoy no matter who it is.
Okay, but can we get an Ivy?
Huh?
Can we get another Ivy?
Yes.
Can we get another Ivy that maybe doesn't look so ridiculous?
Can I have a hear me out moment for my fan casting for Poison Ivy? Can I have a hear me out? I have a hear me out for a fan casting for Ivy, and it's a strong hear me out. It's a strong hear me out. Halsey.
Ooh. I can see it.
And specifically because she has dressed up as her and fucking killed it.
I can see it. I like the way you
I have a serious question since we're talking about Poison Ivy. What was everybody's thoughts? And so ironically, this has nothing to do with Poison Ivy, but more Harley Quinn. What was everybody's thoughts on the Suicide Squad movies?
Don't like the first one, like the second one, and love the bird to pray.
We have another guest.
I like
The first one was okay. The first one was okay. It could have been better. I enjoyed the fuck out of the second one, mostly because of Starro, because not a lot of people know who the fuck Starro is, and he's one of my favorite fucking villains of all time.
Starro is pretty cool.
I found the one with like the polka dots was ridiculous.
Yeah, that's the second one.
Watch it again.
Polka Dot Man has always been a ridiculous supervillain. He has always been kind of dumb.
And I mean that as an autistic person. I am autistic. Sometimes I have to watch a movie again because I have a reaction where I'm like, what the fuck? And then I go back the second time. I'm like, oh, okay, it's not that bad, you know.
But also, I
Like,
love using Polka Dot Man. I love them using Polka Dot Man because he sounds ridiculous. It's like Condiment King or Calendar Man or fucking, you know, some of the bullshit ones that you hear about, like in the Harley Quinn animated show. You hear about them and you're like, why the fuck is this guy a villain? Who the fuck is Condiment King? What is he gonna do as a supervillain? Oh, he's gonna squirt some ketchup on my shirt, so now I gotta go home and change? Like, what kind of? But like, you know, oh, it's Polka Dot Man. What's he gonna do? Put a polka dot on me? Like,
No, his polka dots are
knowing what Polka Dot Man actually can do, and his polka dots disintegrate shit, you're like, oh fuck, his name just sounds stupid, but like he could kill me. Cool, great. Now I'm scared.
yeah. I'm gonna get a lot of hate from almost every single woman that come across this podcast. I hate Suicide Squad's Joker. Everybody can hate me, but oh my god.
you're not getting any hate.
If you get any hate, if you
What
get
hate?
any hate, if you get any hate for saying that you don't like Jared Leto's Joker, for those of you that still like Jared Leto's Joker, grow the fuck up. Seriously, grow the fuck up, because that was trash. Jared Leto can't act. I'm sorry. Jared Leto can only do one thing, and that's sing, and he can barely do that anymore. I'm not a Jared Leto person. I can't stand him. He's a horrible person. He's a dick. You know, I only like his music because of nostalgia, honestly. When it comes to 30 Seconds to Mars, so it stays on my playlist, and I do listen to it. But other than that, I can't stand Jared Leto. He can't
He
act.
tries
for
to
shit.
make like a cult every year.
Yeah.
He
Jared
tries to
Leto
make his
is
band
what Jared Leto to me is what I wanted, what I thought Kristen Stewart was. Because when Kristen Stewart, started in Twilight, I fucking hated her. Could not stand her. I'm so happy. I'm so sad. I'm so angry. Bitch, show it! Okay, she can do that now. Jared Leto can't.
I think the reason why he was so popular.
Okay,
I think the reason why he was so popular was because he was attractive.
In what fucking sense? I'm sorry. He's a fucking toothpick. I could hug him and break his fucking back worse than Bane broke Batman's. All right?
Like,
in what fucking sense is a goddamn toothpick fucking attractive? If that's what you're attracted to, go to the fucking store, you can have 500 in one box.
I will say
like
one
Forky
thing
from Toy Story.
I will say one thing, that the way that the dynamic of his Joker and Harley's relationship was very kind of ish on point on the toxicity and the abuse.
That's the only thing I'll give it.
Not the only thing they got right.
That's the only thing I will give it praise for, but other than that, holy fuck, they could have picked a different fucking guy. Oh my god.
Yeah. The only thing I will give the Jared Leto Joker.
Harley? Oh, for Harley?
Yeah. The only thing I will ever give the Jared Leto Joker is the oh, I don't want to kill you. I just want to hurt you really, really bad.
I'm not going to kill you. I'm just going to drag you.
You're talking about all these girly pops coming after you for hating the Jared Leto Joker, but if these girly pops are hating you for hating the Jared Leto Joker, they need to go to therapy.
For real.
They need to seek help.
And the number for you to seek help, by the way, if you need it, is 988. Okay?
It is.
And that's on some real shit. That's on some real shit. If you want some therapy, 988. Okay? It's quick. It's free.
Free. You can
So
call, you can text, or you can even do just a online chat kind of thing.
Yep.
I'm gonna out myself really bad here. When Suicide Squad first came out, I was one of those girlies that was like, "Oh, this Joker's great." But as I when I rewatched it as a grown up, I guess I could per se, because that movie came out when I was in high school, right? So like hormonal teenager, blah blah blah. But I'm watching, like, when I watched it, like I watched it a couple of years ago again as an adult, and I was like, what the fuck?
So here's a hot topic question. What is everybody's favorite interpretation of the Joker other than Mark Hamill, who is clearly the best?
Okay, if you're limiting it to live action,
no,
Yeah.
there. I want to limit it to live action.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to limit it to live action, so Mark Hamill doesn't even count.
Okay, that's why I was like,
There is
other than
only
Mark
one
Hamill,
answer.
who is clearly the
Yes.
best.
There is only one answer when it comes to who is the greatest Joker. Live action, and that's Jack Nicholson.
Yep.
Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed Joaquin Phoenix. I fucking loved Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. I could watch that movie over and over and over again.
I don't know, man. That second one made me want to call the hotline.
I didn't watch the second one, to be honest with you. I didn't watch the second one.
I'll be honest.
The second
I haven't
one
seen
don't.
either of them.
Out of all the Jokers, that was my favorite. What's the guy's what Batman movies is he from? Oh, the guy literally drove himself almost crazy becoming the Joker. Fuck, what's his name?
Ledger.
That would be Heath
Yes. He is one of my favorites.
Ledger.
Heath Ledger is an acceptable answer because he did do a phenomenal job. But it could have been better. Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, it could have been better. Yeah,
and
I'll agree with that.
I'm gonna be real. Like,
that one.
How many of y'all think that the reason that people are as obsessed with Heath Ledger's Joker is just because he's dead?
He's dead now?
Yeah,
he died
He passed away a while ago, didn't he?
Geez,
he died in the movie because it did drive him.
Right, I forgot about that.
The shitty part is, here's the shitty part. Here's the shitty story behind Heath Ledger. When he was given the role, when he accepted the role, he got 2 phone calls. One from Jack Nicholson, one from Mark Hamill. They both said the same thing. Be careful. This character does something to you.
Yep.
He laughed it off as a joke because they also, said congratulations, but it was a be careful. This character does something to you. He laughed it off. He didn't really think about it. He went nuts because of the character because he did not reach out. And he died shortly before the movie was released. He never got to see his performance. I think that is a big reason why a lot of people put him up on a pedestal. I put him on a pedestal because his Joker was a really good Joker.
Yeah.
Because when you look at the different Jokers we've gotten over the years, each one of them represents a different side of Joker. Jack Nicholson is the mob boss. Heath Ledger is the chaos. Jared Leto is the craziness. Joaquin Phoenix is the seduction and the twist and depression. Each one of them has represented a different style of the Joker, a different part of the Joker. And they've all done phenomenal. 3 of them have done really good jobs. 3 of them have done great jobs. One of them should be shot in the back of the skull. Please let me hold the gun. So that's why I put him on that pedestal, because when he did the chaos, it was beautiful.
I like his Joker the most because of how well he did.
No,
but
and I'm not saying you. I'm just saying collectively as a whole, it feels like everybody flocks to Heath Ledger. But you forget about Jack Nicholson, and it's insane because Jack Nicholson. I don't know how you forget.
Yeah. Well, and if you think about
it, which brings me to the
point, up to that point that Jack Nicholson did Joker had become, for lack of a better word, he kind of became a joke. thanks to
Cesar
Cesar
Romero.
Romero and all the other
Yeah.
kids cartoons that were out at the time. Joker wasn't ever really that serious, and then you have Batman '89, and you have Jack Nicholson's much darker Joker than we had seen up to that point, other than in a comic book.
Yeah.
If you
And
want
I think
something
that's why
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why I like Jack
my number
Nicholson
one.
so much, because he's that middle ground.
Yeah. And Cesar Romero,
the
adding
middle
him in
ground.
on live action Jokers, he is the comic side of Joker.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. But Ben, I think I know where you were going with this. Fan casting for the DCU Joker, there is only one choice that I could see. It's not just because of his dad. Okay, it's not just because of his dad. Look him up. Look him up. I swear to God, you can already see the white paint and red lipstick, and it's Ray Nicholson.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He looks just like him. He's already reprised his role as Jack Torrance in Dr.
Holy
Sleep.
shit.
Yeah.
Oh my
And aside from that, I'll take David Howard.
Yeah, aside from him, I want David Howard Thornton just because he wants that role so goddamn bad. And since he wants it so bad, you know he's going to put everything he loves. He's going to put every ounce of love he has in that role. And he's going to do what he can for it. So David Howard Thornton would be a good one. All you fan casters putting Bill Skarsgård in there, you're only doing that because he played It. Fucking stop.
If I see one more fan casting for the guy from Suicide Squad as Joker, I'm gonna scream. I saw one of those the other day, by the way. That's why I'm asking.
God, that's gross. No. If you think Jared Leto was a good Joker, grow up. Grow up. Watch a different movie. Seek help.
Seek help.
Seek help.
Um,
I was about to make a comment that would have gotten us in so much trouble. Good thing I stopped.
I mean,
oh, Ray, you have no idea. There's a running joke between me and John on Star Trek Online within our episodes where we will go to dock at the space dock.
The entire reason we're called Task Force HR.
Yeah. So space dock opens up and you fly your ship in a space dock, right? Well, John just one day decided to just scream out South Tower as he did that. So I went right behind him. I go right behind him with North Tower, and then we're playing with Carter, and Carter goes Pentagon, and it's
become like, a running gag ever since.
Yeah, we need a fourth so they can say "Filled in Pennsylvania."
Okay, I'll do it. I'll get the Star Trek game.
Yeah, it's like such a running gag that like you will hear me in times on our Star Trek podcast going like, and yeah, I'd come at that like a plane sinking a 5-sided building. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god. Oh, I love this chaos. It's great.
Reason we're called Task Force HR. I started it, but I blame it on Chris all the time just because, well, what I do.
Yeah.
I refuse to accept responsibility for that one.
I'm in a podcast right now.
But
so you too blame things.
We are at 3 hours, guys, so it's probably
I was gonna say we might want to pop off. That was my mother asking if we were still live.
Thank y'all for joining us on our first episode of Nerdstown. Remember, guys, I'm your mayor, and we've got the place for you. No matter your fandom, no matter what you love, we've got a house in this city with your name on it. You just got to wait for us to get there. I'm sure we'll talk about it. We'll see you guys next Sunday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Nerdstown is closed for the night. Good night.
Night.